was fucking hammered.
Dude, he had...
Wait, look how big he is, and that's coming from me.
He had 3/4 of a 40. That is no excuse.
He was drunk.
Bring that thing right up to you, man.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I'm a yeller. I'll keep it at a safe distance.
Okay, whatever you say, man.
I mean,
I get real fucking loud.
The key is, though, Tom, bring it up higher so your arm's not touching it. You know? Kirby was drinking, hitting it. No, you don't want to... You want to talk like...
the side.
Yeah, the side.
Right.
There you go.
There we go.
How's that? Good?
That works.
That's gooder.
Many good.
All right, welcome to another episode of... I don't know why I called my business Built for These Off-Road. But to be fair, you drove a lifted car here.
Yeah.
Actually, you own more off-road vehicles than on-road vehicles, correct? Or no, it's even.
Oh, dude,
It's 2 and 2?
It's 2. Well, the Saab is so tall right now with no engine, it could pass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is Tom Borsari.
Hey.
Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Kirby's here too. Again. You made it twice in a row. Did you listen to the last one, Kirby?
I started to, and then
Ooh.
I got like 15 minutes in, and it just kept cutting out on me because I kept losing service, so I just gave up.
I had to cut at least an hour out.
Wow, there was that. Wow.
Yeah, no,
I just got to figure out where, like, I just start getting drunk and talking shit.
Yeah, we just gotta stop rambling on all the time.
See, I kind of thought that was part of the purpose.
See, that's how I feel about it.
It is what it is, but not when we ramble on about the same thing 3 separate times. But it's like 20 minutes separated. Every 20 minutes we go back to Mars and moon landings.
On the way here, I was thinking about it. I'm like, there's definitely he definitely has things probably like written down to go over. But I was like, if I was smart in any way, shape, and form, knowing that you want to do this, I wouldn't hit the mic like that.
Oh my god, dude! Tighten that wing nut now, dude.
Dude, I told you
my
I
God.
was strip it out.
You guys are so abusive.
I'm just gonna keep my hands in my pocket.
I have the most abusive.
This is all spring loaded and shit.
You know what I was thinking? I should get, for like the like trophy trucks and stuff, the comm systems, the headphones with the mics on them. To put it on, you don't have to touch anything. The mic's right there. We'll look like a bunch of airplane pilots.
Gamers.
That would be kind of fucking...
Yeah, gaming
bunch
headphones.
of gamers.
Yeah.
Probably sound better.
You could actually probably use game headphones and make it work.
Just 3 USB ports. Probably don't need any of this junk.
Yeah.
You can buy it for like... You could spend like probably $100 on all of it.
This looks better though.
It does.
More perfect. I don't know if it looks better when your foam thing is halfway off now.
Is it? I didn't remember being that long on that.
Yeah, sir. Oh man,
we just taking.
I can see how this is going.
It's all good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're doing a great job. Why aren't you working tomorrow, Tom?
I didn't feel like it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not the real job. It's the other job. It's AMR.
Don't say that on something I'm putting on the internet, dude. You save lives. Jesus.
Yeah, but they have plenty of staffing.
That's true. Okay. That's true.
Okay, not the place I mentioned before.
That's why I was a bad employee. If I needed a day off, I'd be like, well, there's 7 other mechanics. They all know how to fix cars. I don't think you need me.
No. And so there it's like they have so many trucks. They own like a zillion different spots around like Western Mass. So it's like if they need staffing, they're just like, oh, we'll send someone from Springfield to Greenfield. We don't care today.
We'll send somebody that's sitting in this parking lot waiting for a call to your parking lot.
Yeah. I decided.
Where do you normally work when you're waiting in an ambulance to save people?
Where do I work?
Yeah, where do you normally sit?
Oh, it depends where they sit. Like they try to put us throughout the city and like put them on like different parts of the city. So like if something goes off on the north side of Springfield, we're closer. But that's if you listen. If you don't, then then it's usually the nearest hot table or the colleges all have Wi-Fi.
You try to park close to a Wi-Fi?
Well, yeah. I mean, the trucks don't have it. Not for us. So it's I'm not. I think about it when I had to pay for not unlimited Wi-Fi or not unlimited data.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Wi-Fi. Millennial.
They still have not unlimited data in 2019.
Dude, they're trying to go away from unlimited.
I only have like 5 gigs.
Yeah.
It sucks.
I think I would pay any amount of money to not give a crap about my data.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No.
Data problems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
2019.
Well, what's frustrating is everywhere I am, my phone service is at least 25% faster than anybody's Wi-Fi. Anybody's Wi-Fi I've ever been on. So I get frustrated. I'm like, I turn the Wi-Fi off. Stuff's not loading.
I just fucking get pissed and stop trying.
Yeah.
That's good.
I just give up. I'm like, fuck it.
Well, that's like my shop. It's tucked away enough where there's no service, so we finally got a hotspot.
Ooh.
But the problem is with the hotspot is that we keep forgetting to bring it there. So we're like, oh yeah, dude, we're all set. We're gonna work on the on our cars today, and then we turn on the heater, the little diesel heater starts ripping.
And you're like, oh, we need music, and they're like, fuck.
Yeah. You're just like, all right, well, I think from this corner we can get Pandora going for 2 songs, and then we end up just kind of drinking and leaving.
That sounds like my old shop.
Yeah, that was pretty much spot on what we did there.
I lived there for a year, and we got about 3 weeks worth of work done.
Yeah.
Out of all the builds we did there, could have done in like 3 weeks.
Oh,
definitely. Yeah.
Well, that's anything I've built. It's only like, I'll be there looking at it for like 6 months, but then like the season's coming around and you're like, oh, cool. I'll do it in 2 months.
Well, that's the most important part is deciding on stuff, then deciding not to do that, and then deciding again.
Yeah. That's how many times I told myself, oh, I'm gonna finish building the Saab engine so I can get that out of the way, and then like something happens and I'm like, wow, I really want these wheels that I found on Yahoo.Japan.
And I wanted to build that Saab different anyways.
Yeah. I dropped so many pistons. I have to buy forged pistons now. Like yeah.
All right, Tom.
All right.
How did we meet? I forget. Well, we went to the same college first of all, and you drove a Jeep and I drove a Jeep.
Yeah, I don't.
Did we know each other before that?
I feel like Paul's party.
Well, him and Paul were friends before me and him.
That's where it was.
Something like that.
It was definitely something through Paul. I think it was more of like the, oh, that's my friend Adam. And then I think just somehow we ended up just like fucking with each other. I don't even think I knew him. I think I just remember like trying to block him in or like, park on each other's tires or something.
I would always try to find your Jeep in the parking lot and park as close as I could so you couldn't open the doors.
Yeah. Which I did in return.
Yeah, didn't I have to crawl through my sunroof, or you had to?
I definitely had
something like that happened. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely.
But we never spoke at school. We just fucked with each other.
No, I actually don't even think I knew who he was. So like until I saw him getting to his truck, I'm like,
yeah, it's okay. Everybody does it. Yeah. I'm giving up.
Okay. Yep.
It needs to be mounted to the wall and hanging down.
Yeah.
Or just headsets, gamer headsets.
That's.
I think that's ideal. Do we make airplane noises and race car noises?
Fuck yeah.
Or just put sharp stuff on it. It happens to me twice.
Oh, God.
I'm not gonna do it again.
45-degree zip ties all over it.
Put a little spider on there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No, dude, that's just gonna
Feed it flies every day.
Yeah, it's just
Here you go, bud. Who's a good boy?
I said pain. I'm not saying like get something that can
Not
chase
fear.
me away. Yeah.
I don't want to not sleep tonight.
This isn't fear factor.
Damn. Yeah, so we never went off-roading together.
Nope.
Not even once. You came to Truck Fest once, I think, right? Did you run to Brock Crawl? No, yeah. You came and did the mud or something, I thought.
No, I've never. The only Jeep festival I ever went to was that one in Ellington.
Fuck that place.
Yeah. Other than that, because my Jeep kind of sucked. It was at the end of the day, I didn't have gears or anything till like the very end of my ownership of it. So it was like 35s and 307s.
I did that for like 10 years, so that's fine.
Yep.
No big deal.
Other than that, no, I just kind of.
Yeah.
410s just off the bat.
Yeah, 410s and 40 horsepower. It's all good. It's a rock crawler,
But no, because I ended up doing that 8.8 rear, and then I just never matched the front gear set, and then I just
got rid of it.
Yeah, sold the 8.8, put the whatever Chrysler thing was back in the rear, and then sold it. Actually, I almost rolled it. Then I decided to sell it in Genza Cars.
Why did you sell it?
So
not because you almost rolled it.
Yeah, no, literally that. Yeah,
it scared you that much?
Oh, it was bad. All right, so what was it? Blueberry Hill?
Tell me all about it. Blueberry Hill.
I don't know the place in Southampton, Former Road.
The one off of 202 on the hill there in Holyoke.
It's off Former Road.
Former Road?
I don't know. It's like Fomer.
It
used to go to. I don't even know how to describe it. Yeah, basically, if you just go into Southampton by Opa Opa, it's like you follow that road down, and it was actually kind of nice. It was like
never been.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Really? Yeah. Well, there's like a sand pit in there, and you go past that, and then there's actually like a few like. For someone with 35s, it was fun because there was like almost like they resembled rock gardens, and I was like, wow, I've never seen that, and unless I go to Roush Creek, which at that time I didn't have like a tow rig, that was never gonna happen.
No.
Yeah, so that was like the closest thing to that. It was a fun little trail, and then ended up, you didn't have to go back down. That was the nice part. It would pop you out to like this like another side of a road. So it was like point A, point B, out. But yeah.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, either way, that's when Vine was happening. I was like, oh, fuck, you know what? My doors are off on my 2-door Cherokee with no reinforcements, and I'm going to take a video of it.
Yeah, why not?
I look down at my phone, and then I look back up, and I'm like, oh, that's weird. My steering wheel's tracking to the left. And I look, and I'm like looking down a cliff. Oh, that's good. So it slides more, and then I'm like, oh, that's fine. I'll just cut right and pull myself out. Well, that just slid me down farther, and then it came to the point where, like, there's a sapling holding me from rolling down, like, a 70-foot embankment. And I was like,
Wait, so you being dumb and not paying attention scared you out of off-roading?
Yes. So, continuing on, here's the worst thing. I was with Billick, right?
Big blank section of darkness in his life, and then he's drifting. All right, go ahead. Oh, yeah, all right.
Yeah. Well,
we gotta follow the mindset here.
Yeah, so either way, so I'm with Billick, right? And so we're talking
There's
about
your
it.
first, second, and third problem.
Believe it or not, this is like the first time I actually went real wheeling with him, like where there's actually something besides.
Did he have his Jeep, or you?
Yeah.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Paul's Jeep. Oh
Yep,
god.
the Cherokee.
Oh, he had the Cherokee.
This is when.
No, that's dangerous.
This is when
Talk
there was
about
like
dangerous.
there was a hole in the passenger side floor,
yeah.
and he would just have to keep all the windows open so he wouldn't just gas himself out
no
because
joke.
the exhaust ended right there.
Yeah, that's fucking
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be like, "Oh, my eyes are burning." I'm like, "Oh." But so I think he had a canoe on the top too. When but regardless, so we're like talking about it. He's like, "Dude, honestly, there's kind of a clearing right there. Like, if you just aim left, put it in 2-wheel drive, and just fucking pin it, maybe you can just roll down." You know, like just drive down. And in my infinite wisdom, I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. I don't have to call anyone. You know, and of course,
I think there's a lot of sense in this conversation.
Yeah,
I'm into it.
So,
Yeah.
you know, desperation.
As long as someone was taking a video.
We didn't have
Was someone taking a video?
Nothing. No, nothing.
Oh, so then it was a bad idea.
Well, so I get back in and I go to clip my fucking seatbelt and it won't pull. And I was like, wait a minute.
That's a sign.
That's a sign.
That's a sign. Jesus is talking to you.
Oh yeah, my buddy Walt ended up coming back. He came up with his YJ and then went up like the side. Fucking this thing.
I know. We gotta put it up higher, dog.
See, but it's so uncomfortable.
The arm.
'cause they're
Grab
just
the arm.
blocking your face.
Bring it right up. It's fine. Fuck it.
Okay. I guess that's
Yeah.
better.
See, that's tight. That's
Well,
good.
See, I think that needs to be mounted low.
Nah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I just feel it's intrusive.
See, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's why I get fucking. That's why I hit
Put a smiley face on it. I feel better.
Is that where it is on my face?
Yeah,
Pretty much, yeah.
I feel good about it. I don't know.
All right. But yeah, either way, he ended up like winching me up around, like he had like the winch cable going around a tree, all that sketchiness. It worked out. I didn't die, and then pretty much after that, I ended up picking up a Saab, and for some reason I really liked it. And then I made coilovers for it, and I liked it more. And
Pause. So you made now? Did you have to make coilovers for your Saab because no one makes coilovers for them?
well, so
Or
I
you
mean,
just cheap?
I guess so that Saab was more of like a retrofit. I was like looking for similar things for those, and this was a 9.5 wagon, and turns out the platform itself is the same as a bunch of Opals. Yeah, and I was like,
What are we talking about here? Russia? What,
so
who drives
know.
Opals?
I don't know.
Australia?
It's just Europe. I was gonna say
I think it's
Europe.
General
Okay.
Europe.
Yeah.
I know it's not here, so I gotta assume it's somewhere else.
So and Saturns, like certain Saturns. So I couldn't find anything for Saturn.
There you go.
Yeah. And I was like, whatever. I'm just gonna buy it. And like I found the most similar one, and I just bought like Opel Vectra B coilovers. That was the name. It's a Vectra B. You know?
I feel like that gets you put on a watch list
Yeah.
when you order those parts.
Oh yeah. They were like, I don't even know what they cost. It was like all in like European, whatever. So I was
Those
just
in
like,
euros?
Yeah. So they showed up and they fit. Like they just bolted right in, but they're for a sedan, so like the ass end just fucking blew out immediately. But that's fine because it looked great for the time, And then what happened is basically I ended up blowing the turbo. At that point in time, I still just had no idea. Like I would open the hood, I'd be like, wow, this is not something I can just cut and weld. So I don't know what to do. I mean, that's how I fixed my entire Jeep, So
I'm still like that.
yeah. So like I'm like, wow, this is like I put a new turbo on, everything leaked. I was like, well, fuck this. So I finally fixed it. It ripped again, and I was over it. And I was just like, all right, I sold it to some weird like crackhead that said he was a rapper from New York, right?
Whoa, dude!
Yeah.
Did you get his
so
name?
I have his mixtape somewhere.
What?
Yeah. The best part when he came to pick it up though, he didn't have any interest in talking about the car. Like he looked in the back seat. It was on snow tires and steelies. He looked in the back seat and he just goes, "Ooh, are those them Rimmys, boy? Ooh!" And starts doing that thing with the hand.
Oh no!
That's so fucking awesome.
He didn't. Dude, the worst thing is he did a down payment. Right, came back the next day and then like just thought that the down payment was like additional, so he gave me extra like $400 too.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, wow, that's fan-fucking-tastic.
Okay, so
Never heard from him
hold
again.
on. I want to do a video edit of you drifting this year.
Yeah.
To that guy's mixtape. Can we do that?
I have to find it. It's somewhere in my
Find
house.
it,
I
dude.
will.
That's so
Yeah.
sick.
Tell me it's a tape and not a CD. Tell me.
No, it is a CD, but it's like exceptionally bad. Now, like when I say like, so this guy was like, he was like definitely like, so he had like spit and typhus, right? You know, he's like not from the good area of Albany area, if there's a good area of Albany area. Yeah. Like, so he's like, I mean, like yellow teeth, half of them are gone, right? Just this tall, like redneck dude that's definitely done a lot of meth in his life, right? And so he's like just telling me how he's gonna use this Saab wagon for his premieres and his videos, his music videos. And like, don't get me wrong, like I love that car.
I would have followed him. I'd be like, dude, let me get your number, your email.
Fuck that. I would have just gone with them. Like,
Here's,
no, let's go
here's
shoot
my
a video
Instagram.
right now.
Tag me up.
My concern was that he was gonna try to like come back at me because I mean it's a Saab.
I don't think he's smart enough to.
No, that's well. So the funny thing is, a couple years later, someone that follows my Instagram, they end up tagging me in a picture of the same exact car. Like he had changed nothing. I bet the tires are bald by then. At a car meet, and he was like, "Oh yeah, dude, it was some cracked out dude, but it's your car." And you could tell because on the rear quarter panel of the wagon, I'm sure you remember, it had that giant fucking screaming chicken on it, the big Griffin.
It was still there.
Oh,
Yeah.
He left it
yeah,
there.
I remember
Yeah.
Okay, I remember that now.
Yeah.
Yep.
So and at the time, I thought it was very fitting for the car. Like now, when everyone has hot boy wheels and stuff, it's kind of like, it's kind of tacky. But like at the moment in time, like that kind of was fitting for
A lot
the
of
early
things were
2000s.
different.
Yeah.
10 years ago.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. For example, like when last time I was here, I was looking at everything on this Jeep, and I'm like, dude, half these parts you can order off Amazon now, and they're you can get bumpers for $200. I'm like,
Yeah. Things were a lot different back then. 2-piece wheels now. You're a loser if you don't have 2-piece wheels. It's like, imagine 10 years ago.
on a Jeep.
No, I'm talking about cars.
Oh.
Man.
Yeah.
What do you think? This is an off-road business?
This is all of this is just a front to eventually build cars.
Exactly.
That's all this is.
There's a lot.
If that's the direction my life goes in, that's the direction my life goes in.
It's all about just the only difference is you just have to get some more gravel coming up here. You know.
Yeah, we're getting there. Okay, where we got to the Saab, went from Jeep to Saab, which are two very large transitions.
Yeah.
But then it went to probably 10 more Saabs and then a BMW.
Yeah. Oh, I went. Well, no, I went. Don't forget, I had that Yoda too. So I went.
You had a Toyota.
Yeah.
Toyota.
4Runner.
Oh,
Really?
you
Yeah.
did. Yeah, he dabbled
Yeah.
back into 4-wheel drive.
Well, so what happened? Yeah.
It was
so,
actually really nice. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Oh no, the entire rear end was rotted out, and the heat just stopped working.
Yeah, it's a Toyota. You just fix it.
Well, I couldn't.
You're a welder.
Oh no, I don't like. Remember that sweet bumper I actually made? Like,
Yeah.
All right, so that was like a week of pain and suffering with Harbor Freight cutoff discs. Like like that
Yeah.
pain where you like wake up in the morning and you're like you still feel it in your skin.
You can still feel the fucking asbestos.
Yeah, huff a little asbestos, a couple lines.
But no, I made like my first swing out carrier ever. I was like, oh, this looks great.
Yeah, I remember that thing. That thing was sweet,
Yeah.
dude.
I will own another. I remember.
Yeah, I definitely own another.
But yeah, so I ended up he stopped working. I was in the middle of medic school, and I just everything I read basically I had to pull the dash, and I was like, yeah, I have no time for that. So I put it up for trade. Turns out, the kid that I ended up trading it to was the first person that came to buy my Saab wagon, and the kid came. He was like, yeah, I totally want it. I'm gonna go to the ATM right now, and just never came back. He had he was dumb enough to be like, oh yeah, dude, I know you're honest with this thing. He's like, everything you wrote on that Saab that I came and looked at, he's like, you were dead on. He's like, so I trust you. I was like, wait, so you don't want to test drive the Yoda or anything? He's like, no. So he traded me that little Mark IV Jetta, the 1.8, the shot flames. Yeah, well, I flipped that too, so I didn't really care, But oh yeah, so of course I'm not gonna tell him that the heat is absolutely not working and the ass end's rotting out. He was just like, yeah, dude, it looks cool. I'll take it.
I think I would have told him. Yeah, see, that's why I can't.
Yeah.
That's why I can't sell
fuck
anything.
you.
He didn't
ask,
show up.
you don't fucking-
He didn't. Like I told him, I was like, dude, let's go for a ride. I'll show you the heat. It kind of works. I don't know. And I was like, I mean, it's a Yoda. It probably has rust, but it's cold out. I'm not getting under it. And he was like, yeah, dude, it's fine. I'm good. That's fine. Turns out that bumper was pulling the frame apart.
Cool.
But that's okay.
It's a Toyota, man. It's normal stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, no. And then I went back to another Saab.
I want one of those so bad.
What, Saab or Yoda?
Just that year runner, 4Runner.
Yeah. What's that?
What
Third
year
gen?
was it?
Is it third gen?
I had that 4th gen, I think.
No, fourth gen's like
It was a 90s one, right?
yeah.
Late 90s?
The one that the rear bumper.
late 90s.
Oh, man,
Like,
that's like
97,
third,
didn't it change? I think his was like the more round one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was sweet. What'd you have,
Yeah.
35s on it?
No, just the cheapest 33s you could find.
Those were 33s. They looked huge on that thing.
Oh, they looked. You know what was funny though is I ended up putting the stock tires back on. I'm like, for some reason, like a Yoda looks good. Like I didn't have the rear bumper on. I didn't have I had a shitty like just half cunt front bumper at the time, and it looked good on like the stock 31s too. It was hilarious.
Bumperless?
Yeah.
Clearanced?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like I feel like I see a lot of Toyotas like that.
Well, they're very domesticated for housewives.
the one, I
Third
think-
row seating, extra fascias.
I think I recently screenshot a picture
Except
of
they're
my
the best
Toyota.
four-wheel drive vehicle you can buy.
Yeah, I mean, that whole factor.
Minor detail.
Well,
Most
that-
reliable
it's whatever.
Oh, here it is.
possible.
It's whatever that was.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think
Yeah.
that's a fourth gen.
Yeah.
I miss her. It's such a good little vehicle.
I think those... Whatever.
I thought
It
it
doesn't
was
matter. It was a
I'm pretty
90s
sure it's a
4Runner.
fourth gen.
Yeah.
It's cool.
So
It's got
alright.
3 RZ in it.
So
All right, fair enough.
I'll continue on to the drifty thing, I guess, now. So, now, while I own that, I decided, like, I wanted to get into drifting. Me and my buddy Joe Waltz were, like, talking about it. He ended up buying this beat-up E30.
Well, let's set the tone for how irresponsible you are. You're in the middle of medic school and you own a rotted-out Toyota,
Yeah.
and you decide you want to get into drifting.
Yeah.
While in
Yep.
medic school.
Yep.
Okay, go on.
Yeah. Well, so I just
wanted to lay that out there.
the killer is, so I was working a lot of overtime, like at the very beginning of medic school. So I was like, oh, cool, like, I should be saving this. And I saw this E36 pop up for, like, it was, like, I think it was $1,500. It was, like Saratoga. And I was like, fuck it, I want that. Like, it's perfect. It's a salvage title already. Like, I don't have to worry about anything.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Like,
Salvage title already. Perfect.
So we get there. It was as shitty as I thought. Just at that point in time, I thought the drift cars were supposed to be drift missiles. So I'm like, fuck yeah! Like, this already looks like I drifted.
Well, if you don't know how to drift, you might as well own a drift missile first.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I learned with it, but yeah. So we were talking about price, and I'm like, all right, so like, why are you selling this anyway? It has 100,000 miles on it. Like, that's pretty good.
Yeah, even if it is rebuilt, why?
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, well, so it's it was me and my buddies. We were gonna do like a drift project, but we're not doing that anymore. And I was like, oh, okay, why? And he's like, oh, well, he died. And I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, all right.
So I was just
I would
like-
have been like, drifting in this car? What happened?
Yeah. And the worst part is, like, I already started talking about price, and I started asking him about it, and then I was just like, oh, and there's an awkward silence, and I was like, so you won't do $1,000? And he just was like, you know what? Okay, $1,000. I'll do $1,000. I'll do $1,000.
You beat the poor guy up on the price.
Dude, well, I mean, yeah, no, it was really gross. I mean, like, the driver's seat didn't even sit all the way up. So, like, you have to do that thing where, like, you ever try to drive a standard car without a seat? Or without the backup?
Yeah, I got a customer that doesn't know how to put his seats up, so.
Oh.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. Well, it's tough, especially when you're a little guy like
Yeah.
me. You're trying to
You
push back.
yourself backwards, yeah.
So,
Oh, that's fun.
yeah, but we started with that. I absolutely could not drift with that car at all. Not only was it set up terribly, but I just, my thought process was just like, well, if I just do everything, like, wide open throttle, top a second, like, what's the worst that happened? I crash? It turns out I just waited to crash a lot until I got my Lexus.
The one that you spent time building?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
The one that you ordered body parts from Russia? Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's funny, though? Those body parts from Russia, I've stuffed into multiple walls, and, like, it's just regular fiberglass. It's been bent at a 90-degree angle, and there's not a crack on it. So those Russian dudes, like, hey.
They know how to fucking
Hey, you've seen those dash cam videos. Driving over there is crazy. It's got to be tough.
Oh, yeah. No, it's, I was very...
Did you do a full season with the BMW?
I did. They were kind of half-ass seasons because I was still in school, but, I mean, I definitely made it through, like, I'd say a season of drifting, even though it was 2 years.
2 years, huh?
Yeah.
And then you actually sold it, right?
No, I parted it.
Oh, I thought someone bought it.
So this is what happened. So basically, I rent my garage, a couple Russian dudes, and of course they live on Copart. So they buy Copart BMWs, one with a nice front, one with a nice rear, and they just make one. And then so basically, he bought this IS300, and the rear end was kind of already hit, and it was disgusting looking. Like there was just the rear left quarter panel where the wheel well was just all rot. But I was looking at it, and like underneath, it was still clean somehow. So it was a factory 5-speed. and he got it
Which
for
is
like,
rare as fuck.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so he got it for like $800 or something like that.
Oh,
and I was
God.
like, oh my God, dude, I need
Ay,
this.
ay, ay.
So I keep talking to him, and he's like, all right, I'll sell it to you. I think he sold it to me for like $1,300. But the issue is, this is right as I was moving into the garage with him, like the garage behind his garage.
Yeah.
So basically, to get the money for the car, I parted out my Beamer. So like the day he said he'd sell it to me, I just put it up on like 3 cinder blocks, you know, like one of those kind of deals, and just ripped it apart. Like,
What'd you even have on it? Coilovers, wheels?
well, yeah, coilovers, shitty wheels. The motor was still worth something. Was it?
Ran?
Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, the kid that picked up the motor put it in the back of a Crown Vic. And I told him I was like, dude, I'll take off $100 if you just do a burnout with that in the back. And he was like, oh, okay. He had like thrush mufflers on it, just like you. Just it sounded like straight. But he did it, and you know it's amazing that fit in the trunk. Like
That's a beautiful transaction.
yeah. Oh yeah, I was just so happy. I was like, man, like then.
Of course it fit in the trunk, dude. It's a Crown Vic.
But it was so great. Like
Probably stuff two in there.
you drove like 4 hours back too. It was great.
Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah, but yeah, no. The only other thing it was I did the rear subframe in that, and it was just complete total bitch. And then I actually ended up selling that to a kid that I drift with now, Bobby, and that was like probably the only other big money thing because it had like dual calipers for hydro. It had all like solid bushings. The rear,
You had a real drift brake setup on that pig?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Tight.
Oh, it had everything. Yeah.
That's nice.
So I mean, it was actually pretty built. Like every bushing in that car was solid. Like it was nice. The issue is everything else about the car was terrible.
Like what?
Like all right, so like the first thing I
Well, you
did.
definitely couldn't drive it on the street, right?
No, I drove it. Dude,
I thought you couldn't. I thought that thing was toast.
at one point in time, that was my daily during the winter.
Oh, you're a bad person.
I remember driving down 91 coming back from like Greenfield Community College, and with so much front camber, and I had it towed out a little because that's what the internet said to do. Like, oh, it helps with lock. So I'm driving on the highway, and dude, like by Hatfield, it's like super rutted out. So I'm like fighting my car left and right, just like I actually thought I was gonna die, like to the point where my ass end started kicking free too, and I'm just like, oh god.
Yeah, it's over. It's over.
Yeah, so I like popped out like wherever like Castaways is, strip, like I popped out somewhere around there, and it was just like
Not a good place to pop out.
Nope.
Because
No.
Route 5's even worse, probably.
Yeah, well, they didn't pull me off the road, so that was safe. But
That's true.
yeah, so that
The
was
state police barracks are right there, but whatever.
Whatever,
I,
whatever.
They got more important shit to do.
I would have just
Yeah.
risked it and kept going.
Yeah. Well, either way, so I mean, I dailied that a little bit until we had a winter storm, and I was like, oh, cool, cool, blow donuts in my Beamer, and then I hit a really bad pothole, and I didn't see it. It sucked me in, and my car was so low at the time that it ended up like the tab for the steering rack just broke off. The worst part is I didn't know it until I was driving like 2 days later, and it felt weird the whole time, and I kept turning right, but like my car just didn't. It felt like you're turning in a car with a welded diff, but just 4 times worse.
It was just pushing forward.
Yeah.
It felt like it was pushing forward.
Yeah, so I got out and I'm like, weird, that wheel's like facing straight and the other one's facing right. And I look and I'm like, my tie rod's fine, it still turns. And I look down and the steering rack is at an 1/8, pointing forward. So I just ratchet strapped it for the week and then welded a new one in later. But like,
Oh my god.
that's when I was like,
That was the sign.
all right, yeah. So soon after that, that's when I was actually looking for another Saab because like you can buy them anywhere for $200. People are just like, oh, you can't get parts. Little do they know they're just retarded. And yeah, yeah, hard R, yeah.
Hit it with the hard R.
So either way, so I'm looking.
What's
at the Saab.
important is that he meant it.
Yes. Yeah.
He wasn't just throwing it around.
See, it's perfectly fine.
Oh yeah, full heart there. But so I was looking at a Saab on the way home. My roommate saw this stupid Dodge. Like this mat is on like 40s, way too much lift. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy that." And I was like, "You know what? A truck sounds like a good idea." So and then he goes, "Well, I was gonna buy the 7.3 for my work, but now that I'm buying this, you should just buy it." I'm like, "How much?" He's like, "Oh, it's like $3,500." I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I'll do that."
You got that for $3,500?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep. So I mean, the good thing was, shitty thing, it was a work truck. They worked the piss out of it, but at least I know that it's on its 3rd tranny now.
How many miles does it have?
200 something.
$3,500?
Yeah. Yep.
Can't find that now, man.
No.
I'll tell you that much.
But well, and that was the thing. On top of it, it wasn't a winter truck. You know, it was for a shed company. You can't deliver sheds in the winter, so like it sat during the winter. I mean, it could be better, it could be worse, but
And all the miles it has were highway towing, which is what a 7.3 needs in its life.
I don't know if it was highway, but either way.
Well, it's delivering stuff and
I mean, I know
going to job sites. Yeah, I was driving all day.
I know that they worked on it, and I know that they said it had like a rebuilt tranny, but every time I'd see the owner, he was like drunk. So we didn't, he didn't know what was in it. And then one day I caught him on more of a sober day. He's like, "Oh, dude, it was down at this place in Springfield. Like it's like one of the better places in the area." He's like, "Yeah, I put in. It has like this like I don't know what's it sound? Does billet sound familiar?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah." And then Kevlar plates. I'm like, "Oh, cool. How far before you sold it to me did you do that?" He's like, "Oh, we probably did like a half a year of towing, and that was the old truck, so we didn't do the big deliveries with it anymore." And I'm like, so I literally just got a $3,500 like tranny job with a free truck on it.
Yep.
But
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, that doesn't mean I didn't put a lot of maintenance into it so far.
Well,
but,
it's a diesel. You have to. But
joy.
hopefully you tow a lot and it makes up for it.
Yeah, I mean it's parked. It's like I just leave it at my shop until I need to tow something or want to go to a country concert.
Wow, that's disgusting.
I don't go to a country concert.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I think you're lying, but that's fine.
I've been to one.
You've been to one.
It's terrible.
Everyone's been forced.
It's terrible.
I like how flipping a Jeep, or almost flipping a Jeep, this is my thought I had when you said that almost flipping the Jeep scared you out of off-roading. The first time I flipped my Jeep, I flipped it on the side of the road.
Oh, I remember this shit.
And the first person I called was Curby to tell him.
You're on the side of the road.
I was like, "Hey man, don't be mad, but I flipped my Jeep without you."
You didn't call me.
I thought I called you right away.
My parents came home and were like, "Hey,
No.
no.
I crashed. That was a different one.
You swerved to Miss Possum and you flipped over."
Yeah, but they didn't know.
Miss a possum.
Your parents didn't know. Anyways,
Yeah.
I called him. He's got rough
Which
memory
one?
problems.
Which time?
When I flipped over.
Which time?
No, because what happened was there was a possum. All right, and when
That's the time I'm talking about.
when there's like a dirt turnaround on the side of the road. Well, I was like, well, there's a possum coming. I'm going like 30. I'll just drive in the
That
dirt.
always seems like a good idea.
Yeah. Well, I just started sliding just a little. I was like, oh, well, I don't want to get into a slide, so I better stop. So I was stopping, and I was going so slow that I considered hitting the gas again to just go back on the road. I must have been sliding sideways by I must have been going 5 miles an hour. But there was a nice deep pothole. And my back right tire caught it. It just went, ugh, and I heard my tire pop off the bead. And my Jeep just goes,
Plop.
I had enough time to grab my door handle with both hands and go, oh man. And then I thought to myself, grab your cell phone, because it was in the cup holder. So I went, I did all that, and as it went over, I was like, oh.
Still waited. You're like, am I there yet? Plop.
I was just sitting there on the side, and I shut it off. And I got up, and I remember at that point in my life, I don't know what I had for a cell phone, but I had no cell phone service. It was 3 houses from my house, correct?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I had no cell phone service. All I needed was somebody to just pull me over, and I would drive home. Even with the flat tire, it was that close.
I mean, you pretty much flopped.
Could not get a hold of anybody. I'm like, all right, maybe 911 works. So I did it. And the South Hadley Police Department, I was like, hey, don't worry, okay? But 911 is the only number that would work. I'm like, can you just send a cruiser down here to hang out with me? I might need a tow truck. They're like, well, what's wrong? I'm like, I flipped my Jeep over. Like, okay.
Full response.
Turns out it was some cop that I know. He was all pissed at me. He's like, Adam, what are you doing? Dude, you're dumb. You need an ambulance. I'm like, well, I don't need an ambulance. And, no one was answering their phones except for Curby. But at the time, I don't even think you had a license.
No, I had a license, but
it was revoked.
He couldn't help me, regardless. He couldn't pull my Jeep
I didn't
over.
know anything to drive, I don't think.
So, he's the only one I had talked
I had
to.
the Corolla, that's what it was.
So I was like, all right, well,
That would have done it.
call a tow truck. They came over, pulled it over, and I was like, can you guys just bring it to my house and give me the bill? And they're like, you got cash? I'm like, not on me. I just rolled my Jeep on the side of the road on my way home. I got cash at home. They're like, oh, unless you got it on you, it's got to go to the impound. I'm like, I called you.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah, they impounded it overnight and all that. It was awesome.
That's always cheap.
So I went to the tow yard the next day, put my spare tire on it,
drove home,
checked the fluids, drove home. All I needed was a mirror.
Was that the Cherokee?
It was my first Cherokee, the one with the smiley face on the hood.
I don't remember it.
But clearly it didn't scare me out of off-roading.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, at least you rolled. I didn't even roll mine.
Well, I didn't roll it.
Flopped. It was a flop.
More of
Have
a
you
tip.
ever rolled anything?
Not fully, no. I've been on the other one. I drove on the side for a good amount of distance a few times.
I remember you telling me a story of like getting caught on a log and just like slowly tipping forward until your stinger actually did what it was meant to do, and then you kind of slowly tip back.
Yeah, I was dropping down off something in the rain, and my tires, all four of them, locked up. And when I hit the bottom of it, I think it was like a rock ledge or a log, I hit the bottom of it, and my rear suspension unloaded, and it just started tipping forward, and it just tapped the stinger and went back down.
Was that day?
Maybe it was the bungalow. That was a long time ago. Long time ago.
That's the place that kind of got you.
It's probably like 13 years ago. No, that ain't right. Maybe 10 years ago. 10 years ago. We'll call it 10.
No, because
That was with the same Cherokee that you.
Yeah. That sounds right.
That I went to college with?
Yeah.
No, different one.
Oh, I thought it was.
No, that was my nice one.
All I know is that happened when I actually knew who you were, so that had to be like 10-ish. 10-ish years ago, I think.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
2010. That would make sense because that's right after high school.
Yeah. No, that was during high school when that happened.
Wait, which one? When you flipped it?
No, when I did both of them.
When you hit the possum?
No, both of them were in high school.
You know what's funny is
I didn't do anything exciting after high school.
all my friends that are into cars, right? Like they're always into cars in high school, and like literally when I was in high school, I thought cars were gay. Like I was just like, I'm not into this. Like I don't know.
Well, that makes one of us because there's two of us in this room that think cars are cooler than anything.
Yeah, you know what's funny now? There's actually three of us are pretty much into that now. But it was like
That's never changed for me. It's always been cars.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't
Race
know what
car
it was.
over everything.
Yeah, I think it was because I was so into skiing. I was just like, I just had no interest in anything else. And then like,
You didn't have interest in having a race car to go skating?
not at the time. And then finally, like one day, Billick was like looking at Jeeps online, and I was like, I saw a ZJ I liked, and I was like, that actually, that's kind of different. I like that.
Take the family out, go off-roading.
Yep.
Leather interior.
Oh yeah, all the luxuries.
Comfort, air conditioning.
Yep. Yeah, so no, I saw that and I was like, wow, I like that. And then just somehow, you know what's funny? I remember telling my mom, I'll never own a car. I'll always own something four-wheel drive. And now here I am. I'm like, even my truck doesn't have four-wheel drive at this point in time. Like the way I fixed that is just putting truck tires in a Jetta.
I'll never own anything but a four-wheel drive. Now you got a car and you're like, man, how can I make this slide more?
Yeah. How do I get my Lexus to get out of my driveway without getting stuck? Come on, why is that not
Just strap it, dude. It's fine. There you go. There you
all
go.
about safety.
Oh, yeah. So, you built the IS300 after you parted out your Beamer.
Yep.
You did a great job. Took you a while. Got your Russian body parts, dope wheels. And you just kind of caught right on with that car. How long did it take you to get used to it?
Honestly, like I got it done at the end of a season, so I basically just putzed around and made iPhone edits of my friends drifting and getting way better than me for like a full year. And then at the end of the year, I was like, all right, cool. Like, I finished my car finally. And the killer was like, there was a bunch of stuff I was waiting, like that wide body and stuff like that.
Because I remember I saw you at a car show, and you were like
staggered. Yeah,
you were like missing parts or something. I forget.
I
like
didn't have a wide body. It was literally just radius cut fenders.
I think you'd. Yeah, it was messed up.
Yeah, it was literally like
hilarious though.
Yeah, like you think
because everything was fresh, it just wasn't done.
No, and the funny thing is, so many people liked it.
But the crew was there, so.
But at that moment in time, that was like as soon as I finished it, and it was just like dirt low. Like it was so low that I actually broke my fiberglass bumper pulling out of my driveway, and I was like, something needs to change here. So, like I ended up racing up like 4 times, but it's still low-ish, kind of from afar.
Yeah.
You know, it's the BN kit that makes it do that, but.
Sure.
Yeah, no. So that's when we first saw.
What do you have for coilovers on that?
What's the brand? I don't know. If
That's all you got to say.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah. Oh, Fortunato. No, I got it.
They're Racelands. They're Racelands.
No,
That's fine.
Fortunatos. That was like the killers. I was
Fortunato. I feel like that's like where you go to get your can of oil in 1965.
See, I feel like you heard like Fortunato, like a full, like, you know, like aficionado, like a full word.
No. Fortune Auto.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can see that. Like
A guy in overalls out front with a rag hanging out of his pocket. I got your coilovers, boy.
But well, the killer with those was I called the company and I was like, yeah, hey, this is set up for drifting only, but I'm gonna be like as low as I can with a fiberglass body kit. So I really would like to not destroy that too fast. And they're like, oh yeah, we got you. They sent me the coilovers and it was like the front was like 16K front and the rear was like 8K. And I remember driving one event. This is my first event of that year. And there was so much body roll and so much squatting. Like, my car is stock power. I shouldn't be squatting so much that my entire rear bumper just drags on the ground. And I call the company, like, well, that's what everyone else runs. And I'm looking at all these
50% of the front
yeah, and
in the rear? That makes no sense.
Well, I mean...
Well, it's like 30, like...
I mean,
you know, 30% would be cool.
You do want a softer spring in the rear, you know, just so that basically, 50%. Like, yeah, because you want to squat, create grip, and, you know, like, propel yourself forward, but, like, that's bad. So I end up upping both of them, and it's been good since. But, like, literally my first event, I had limited slip. The thing just sucked. Like, drifting was, like, fighting the car the whole time. And I was like, man, I put a lot of time into this car just to suck. Came into
just
the
to
next...
have traction.
Yeah.
Fucker.
Yeah, no, it was...
You look back, there's only one skid mark. God damn it.
It was bad. So, I ended up getting a auto diff, like...
Open diff.
Well, it was from an auto.
Yeah, but it's open. So
it was open as well, yeah.
So you could weld it.
But got that over the winter and then popped that in, and, like, literally that was all the difference. That and the spring rates... That's all I did over the winter. That and the wide body, and and flames, and
yeah, we're getting to that.
Yeah,
most important.
But
we're getting to
most importantly. So yeah, I did that, and it was like went right into the next event, and the car just drove itself. It was like,
yeah.
Did you do you have any steering on it?
So yeah, I have like it's called Easy Knuckles, and they're basically just like it's weird. The front end of the Lexus is like a double wishbone. And the way they do ankle kits is like it actually like changes the drop center, so it's like there's a giant spacer. I guess it's safe, but it's funny because there's also like if you think of a double wishbone like setup, there's like the turret that's actually like the I don't know, the upright
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying.
So everyone in Japan cuts them and welds them, right? And that's what I did. You know, you just fucking heat up. It's cast steel, right?
And burn it in there.
Heat it up till it's glowing red and just burn it in, do it again, and put gussets on it. I had no problem with it. I shortened like 2 inches. It's perfect. The way other people do that is they literally just cut a hole in their strut tower.
And let it sit there?
Yeah, so that it doesn't... If they don't cut the hole in the strut tower, the upper control arm will actually hit the body of the car. So that's how some people fix it. So I did this, and everyone in all these forums, they're like, dude, that's going to explode. You can't do that. You can't weld cast. Like...
Well, you can... I argue that you can.
Right.
Because I did it.
I mean,
You do it all the time.
I did awful stuff welding the cast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, so, and that's the thing, you know, as long as you heat it up, though, it's relatively fine. I mean, I put really, really big gussets on it, so.
Yeah, you're supposed to put a layer of nickel down first. You're supposed to get a nickel arc welding rod.
Yeah.
Because the nickel will bond to the cast. It'll actually mix with the cast. And then you can lay regular weld onto that. And it burns it all together. Regular weld, even if you heat it up, it doesn't bond that well to cast, but...
Yo, I don't know if anyone told you, but flux core can weld anything, so...
Well, no, I have to agree with you. When I 3-linked my 1-ton in my Cherokee the first time, the one control arm bracket, my upper control arm, was on my diff.
Yep.
And I had the flux core welder.
Oh, I remember that shit.
Yep. And I just kept laying weld till that puddle turned white, dude.
Yeah.
And I kept that puddle going right into the cast.
Yep.
It never cracked. It never broke. It's still on there, even though the 3-link is now on the other side. I'm like, I keep thinking, I'm going to cut that off. It looks terrible. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'd like to brag about it.
Nostalgia.
It lasted 8 years
Yeah.
of
That's worth it at that point.
Brutal
That's
beatings.
just a trophy.
I think I want to keep it. When people start having this conversation, I'll be like, hey, come here. Look at that.
Yeah.
I cut those out with torches and then welded them on and never ground it smooth. You could see the torch marks.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So, all right. Yeah. So nobody listened to our tech tips. Oh no, I said how to do it the right way, even though neither of us did it.
Oh yeah. I mean, I guess either way though, neither of us had broken them. I mean, you saw when my front wheel fell off of my car, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was, you know what didn't break was that. I thought it did. I got out and I looked. Turns out it was the ball joints I totally neglected to touch. You know.
Yeah. Why do maintenance items?
No.
That doesn't make sense.
It's not like I'm putting stress on the steering by. You know.
No. It's not the stress that's the problem. It's the jolts, potholes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's when I did it.
Hitting your friend sideways.
No, that didn't happen. No, that wasn't it. It was just a pothole.
Not yet, anyway.
No, yeah, no. We did that competition there at the Poconos, which somehow out of like a large amount of people, we made it to top 8, which is funny because like there was like some big names there. Like one good group is like Smile Factory. There's another one. Like they have a couple guys that were in like Formula Drift, and the other one was like the Adam LZ kid. Mm-hmm. And I mean, they're the ones that ended up like winning. But we were in top 8. He was the first one we were against. That's when we crashed really hard. But
that's dope.
But you know, the best thing was it was like I was told that a lot of like the crowd, like you know, we're all screaming when we were doing our lap, not out of fear either. And you know, so like basically like the last lap, I entered into like the first like stacking point where basically you try to like stack up as close as you can, and like I hydroed, but my hydro didn't hydro, so like. The kid following me, he's in like a boosted E36. He just came right up on me, booped me pretty hard, and then he spun out. The kid following spun out. Well, I'm still going. In fact, he gave me more momentum, so I'm like, you know what? Fuck it.
He did what your hydraulic brake didn't do. It kicked your ass end up.
No joke, though.
Thank you.
So at that point in time, I had already crumpled that corner in and kicked it out, so I just assumed that it was already like destroyed. So like, you know what? I'm just gonna send it. I clutch kicked like 12 million times to get to the next thing. Like built so much speed and just threw it so hard at the next wall. Just like in the wall. So the wall was created out of like all those like plastic jersey barriers. So
were they full of water though?
No.
They're empty.
So they just move.
People were hitting them all day. Well, I mean, there was actually pictures of people who had chunks of it in their wheels, and they were just drifting around with the chunk because it was hilarious. So I'm like, oh fuck it. Like, what's the worst that can happen? Annihilate this wall, just like top a second, just like bouncing limiter the whole time and just throw it at it. Plastic everywhere. The crowd actually, like, you know, like you always hear, like, the crowd goes wild. I found videos and everyone's like, oh my god, that guy just doesn't give a fuck.
That guy's playing golf with his rear quarter panel.
And the best part is, after that, next thing you see, Walt's caught up and he just fucking hammers down at me like top of third, scariest entry I've ever seen. He's back on me again. So like that's the last crash I had with my car, and there's pictures of it. It's like the rear quarter panel is like almost touching the other quarter panel.
Oh wow. I remember, that was good. I remember seeing pictures.
Oh yeah. Yep.
That was solid.
Yep, but I got the trunk to close.
How did you... Those are always the best drifting videos when people mess their shit up so bad that their trunk starts flapping. They keep drifting.
Yep. Well, that's Walt's is his thing never worked, and he didn't want to get a latch, so he just like self-tapped a wing on it, and the wing kept it down. It was funny, during staggered, it's like that wing fell off. No, I'm sorry, he double-sided sticky taped it on. That finally fell off, and it was funny, he had like active arrow. You know, when he's going straight, it's fine. As soon as he was sideways, it was just flopping with the bumps. It was great.
So he's going straight, the wind's actually holding it down.
Oh, yeah. And everyone's like, oh, that, you know, they think he must have crashed. So they're like, oh, fuck yeah, he's shredding. And realistically, it's just a shitbag car. It's
hilarious.
Mind you, it's the only car running at the end of the season. But, you know, so I had to give him some credit there.
Say what you want.
Yep.
Say what you want. How did you end up meeting those guys? Like when you...
So believe it or not, most of them through Jeeps.
Oh god.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, there was. I was trying to figure out other places to go, and I knew this kid.
This is beautiful. This leads right down my list without me even trying.
Oh yeah. So well. Right,
my next question is the relation between off-roading and drifting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're going right into it. This is beautiful.
It's a solid transition.
So, anyways, how'd you meet these guys?
So all right. So like. A good like half, like a quarter of the group, I guess. I met through off-roading, and basically,
what's the name of the group? Say it.
Neat
Drift Club.
Yeah, how neat is that?
That's neat.
That's pretty neat.
That's great. Yeah. Just like your stash.
Which sadly enough, I got that from Paul Novinsky. He showed me that video, the neat thing.
Yep.
But we don't talk about him anymore. He broke up with everyone.
Paul?
So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he broke up with everyone.
Definitely.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a
Even though he was just on the podcast, like, what, 2 ago?
Yeah, but he did a terrible job. He had a panic attack, complained the whole time, and left in about 45 minutes.
He really did.
Yeah.
He brought pizza, though.
I was thinking about if he asked to redeem himself, should I let him back on?
Yeah, but we're just getting him shitty fucking drunk.
Yeah. Well, then he's just gonna tell you about he fell asleep driving again.
Oh yeah. No, he doesn't fall asleep driving.
Oh, yeah,
no,
he's got-
that's false. That's fake news.
Yeah, it's just
fake
parked.
news.
It's
Yeah.
parked.
Yeah. No, someone else crashed his truck.
Yep. No.
Anyways,
Yep.
this is bad. We shouldn't be talking bad about
Sorry, Paul.
What's up, buddy? No, he's a
alright.
great.
He's good now that he
good
has
person.
his pup. So
He saves lives. He's a great dad. Anyways.
yeah. Love you.
What were we talking about? Oh, Jeep guys, drifting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, all right. So somewhere in like Montgomery or something, I knew that there were trails going over that mountain there, and some of the local Westfield kids, apparently that was like their spot, and so I ended up messaging with the kid. I actually always thought this kid was just complete faggot. Did not like him at all. It was
Whoa!
Joe
Dropped
Waltz.
a hard F.
Dude, it's 2018, 19. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
I mean, like, God, cussing and stuff. Jeez.
You guys, okay.
Fuck it.
Well, he's a total turd. All right.
That's good.
He's like one of my best friends now. So either way, he used to have this TJ. He had like those. Remember those Z boxes people would put in the rear of YJs. There we go. Boom, YJ.
What's a Z box?
So it's
Go on.
a very, very scary thing. And basically,
listening.
so apparently YJ people were like, "Wow, we can't wheel these because these just fucking suck." And then they were like, "Okay, so what we're gonna do is we make this Z-shaped thing that attaches to the rear of the."
Oh, revolver shackles.
Yeah.
Oh, the ones that twist as they unload.
Yeah.
Those things were
And allow your
fucking
leaf
scary.
spring to go way out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, those are scary.
So he had those, and he had this big. His buddy worked for like some sort of like I don't even know, but they had a bunch of like piping that's like it was almost solid. It was so thick, and so he made this stinger that just came to a complete point. It was like 8 feet long.
It
I
was
remember that thing.
It was brown, and this
Yep.
kid had a perm. I
Yeah.
remember
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
I
remember.
remember that
Well, that's just
It's not a perm, but he
that's just
definitely
Afro Joe. Yeah, that's
definitely
his thing.
surfer look.
Oh yeah,
I remember that guy.
Yeah, well, he can't help it. His hair is just that bad.
Yeah.
You know? But, so either way, so, I mean, you look at that Jeep and you'd be like, wow, that's the dumbest looking thing ever.
I thought it was kind of cool.
It was, actually.
Minus the point.
Yeah. So, well, it turns out what makes it cool is that he hit a Kia. Like, some Kia cut him off. Like, he was going 40. He destroyed the car. I don't think he even needs to get the frame straightened. He re-welded 2 cracks in the stinger. They welded on with a Harbor Freight welder and basically just said that his frame was tweaked and got a bunch of money.
It's the best way to build an off-road vehicle. Crash it.
Heck yeah. So,
For you.
Have your insurance. I never got money for that pig. Are you kidding me? I was hoping I wasn't going to jail. God.
But yeah, so we ended up doing this like awesome trip where we ended up like we did like I think we did Marbell, then we did something else, and then we ended up doing 2 other trails that led to a campground.
Whoa, but this is all in one day?
All one day. It was like a
Jeez.
yeah, it was actually pretty cool.
Did that in this state?
Yeah, well
Dang.
that was the thing. So we end up end of the day we end up there's a trail that you would actually just drive across the Westfield River, and
I've always seen pictures. I want to go there.
yeah, I think it's blocked off now, but I'm sure people go around it.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Nope. And yeah, so you drive across there, and there's just a campground. It's used to be accessible, but it's not anymore because they did a bunch of logging in the area. But so we went there and just had this like massive party with a bunch of people because we got there. We're like, this is sick.
Is that picture of like 10 rigs in the river and you guys
Yeah.
are all hanging out with tubes and
Yeah.
stuff?
So that's
I've seen that.
So
I remember
jealous.
that.
yeah.
So jealous
The
of that,
best
man.
thing, the best thing about that time was that we all woke up to someone just romping around the river, and we get up, we all just start driving at like 8:30 in the morning, like still either drunk or hungover, and just driving around the river. Next thing you know, Waltz, this is like what made me go like, this kid's got to hang out more. He had these wakeboard speakers on his TJ or on his YJ, so like the ones that you're supposed to hear when you're actually wakeboarding, and he turns on Redneck Yacht Club and just starts driving around. And my buddy, the other kid, had a like a ZR2 pickup truck with like
Oh, yeah, I know.
it's the dirt nap truck now.
Yeah.
And we put a tube on the back of it, and we went tubing behind the truck up and down the river.
See, I'm an adult now, so none of that sounds even remotely fun at 8:30 in the morning.
No.
8:30 in the morning, if I wake up in the woods, man, you better leave me alone for another hour.
Yeah. But given the time, take a step back and give it the time. Like right now,
Yeah,
like
as a child, yes.
Oh,
Sounds
yeah.
great. Sounds great.
But-
So it's fun.
that's how I met a lot of
Was
my
it-
wheeling friends, and then kind of got into drifting. But the other kids, like one of them, my buddy Bobby, I told you I sold a subframe to.
Yeah.
Well, one day he showed up to a drift event with his car, and he parked next to us, and then he's part of NEAT now, I guess. Another kid. It was raining out one time, and we didn't want to use our tents, so we just slept in his enclosed trailer.
Yeah.
He's our boy now.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and then there's Cody Collins. He lived like 5 minutes that way.
Yeah. I know those guys.
And basically, he's kind of the one that almost gave us all the idea of drifting. He had like a super high horsepower E36.
Are those guys brothers? Those two. Is him and somebody else. When I worked at the restaurant down here, him and one other kid would always come down. Sometimes with their girls, sometimes not.
Yeah.
But there was always two of them. And
it was like him and Forrest or something, right?
I don't know. One of them's got a Starlet now, right?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I've never seen a Starlet near him, so probably not. I don't know.
Am I thinking of the right thing? What's that new Toyota that's now legal in this country?
The Cressida?
That he's got one of those.
Cody. Yeah. So
yeah.
So he has the Cressida now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So he has a one. He has.
It was him and the other kid, the kid that drives a Beamer.
Yeah, I don't know the Beamer kid. Well, so he was the Beamer kid.
Oh, so now he's got the okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got
So
that right.
yeah. So he's the one of the Cressida.
I've never met this kid, but I know he drives and where he lives.
Yeah.
It's all good.
That's
Typical car guy stuff.
Yeah, more like lived in the woods kind of thing. I mean, you drive by that house, that's a cut through. Everyone sees those cars and they're like, oh, I know who he is.
They would drive him to the restaurant in the morning to get breakfast. Yeah. Yeah.
He has the worst luck. Like, he would be driving, all his cars were low or something at some point, and he'd always just get pulled over, and they would just basically just want to arrest him. Like, every time. And he's like a nice kid.
Are you kidding me?
And he would always get shit. Always get shit.
All right, from the outside looking in, I'm a very judgmental person. He was a kid that would definitely show up in your office to fix your network computer
Yeah.
in a really big business, but drove a dope car that was low as fuck.
Yep.
That always bottomed out in the gravel driveway leaving the restaurant.
Yep.
It's cool.
Yeah. He's the funny thing is, though, is he's like one of my best friends at this point in time, and he's always had like the most stylish cars, and he's the least stylish person I've ever met in my life. You know?
Yeah, well, he's got.
That's like a trade-off, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's got the important part down. The car's the important part.
Yeah, he's got like the sweetest dad jeans ever and the sweetest Cressida ever. You know, it's like I appreciate him so much for doing that because
Where's that kid? This is getting creepy. Where's that kid work? Because I used to always run into him on the way home from Northampton. Does he work in Northampton?
He used to. He works. What's it? B&G now? It's bearings and grease or something. They have a van. They just
the oil guys.
Yeah, they sell like the best penetrating oil like to ever exist.
Oh.
Yeah.
So he penetrates. He's got good cars and he's good at penetrating.
Yep. Very good penetration. Yeah.
Sounds like a stylish guy.
White van. Yep.
Yeah. What? Oh, he drives a white van?
Great van.
You know what? You look like you drive a white van. Oh, you know what you do? It's just got red decals on it.
Yeah. I mean, no.
You just show up to save people's lives.
You should see.
It just seems like it's...
You know what's hilarious are, dude, all the trucks that are popping out now, like, they're starting to realize, like, hey, maybe we shouldn't be buying these, like, just like a 1-ton truck and putting an ambulance box on it. We should just buy these, like, international harvesters that are, like literally our newest ambulance, when you sit in the driver's seat, you are eye level with the middle of the ladder on the aerial ladder truck. Like, you're sitting that high.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And mind you, like, obviously...
Is it a Sprinter?
No. Oh, no. It's literally just...
Transit?
It's like an international... I don't know. It's an international. That's all I know. Let's put it this way. It has saddle tanks on it.
It's
that
wow.
large. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Even these Sprinters that I've been working on, you get in it and you're like 8 feet off the ground. Your head is literally 8 feet off the ground and you're in a van.
Yeah. Sprinters are weird. I like them, though. They boogie.
Oh, my God. Such a nice machine, dude.
Yeah, until, they're nice until you let someone like EMTs have them and then just everything on them breaks.
Yeah. Are they diesels, the ambulances? Oh, yeah. See, they're not meant to sit and idle like that.
Yeah.
All the time. So they probably just die.
Yeah.
Then a few of my customers have told me now that heat kills them. So if you are hauling heavy all the time and then you start screaming on the highway for no reason out of nowhere, it probably just cooks the motors.
Oh,
yeah. They use them all the fucking time in Europe and shit.
Yeah.
Dude, people use a lot of things to tow in Europe, though.
Yeah.
It's true.
I had this customer, he was so skeptical, which he already purchased this thing, the last one. He's like, yeah, I don't know, we'll see. Hope it doesn't break down on me. And I'm like, dude, this has been a fleet vehicle for over 10 years over in Europe and stuff. It's all good. Don't worry about your Mercedes.
Oh, he bought like a newer one.
A brand new.
Oh, yeah.
2018.
Yeah.
Well, the brand new ones, that's different. Like, I don't know, like a few years ago.
No, even I think it's the same diesel motor. It has been for like 10 years.
Yeah, I think we had some of the Dodge ones, and
It's the same thing.
yeah,
Same thing.
but we had a lot of electrical issues, like
Yeah, I
a
don't
lot
know.
of weird electrical issues. It was
Very-
great though, because when your ambulance breaks, you're like, "Hey, I'm out of service. Sorry." You just call ops. You're like, "Hey, like I'm broken down. We got to get towed back," and you got like 3 hours to yourself.
That ain't
You know,
bad.
you got to go check out the new ambulance.
So, well, do you have an online business? Because if not, what are you doing with your free time? You should probably start an online business.
What? Given my time off for the fire department, or
No, if you're saying you have all that time to kill.
well, I do a lot of stuff that takes my money really fast. I mean, yeah, some sort of online business would probably be smart. But I'm not saying I'm smart.
Yeah, who wants to be smart?
No.
You should just become an Instagram guy.
Influencer.
Influencer. I mean, you got the stash.
I do have the stuff.
That's all you really need.
I mean, at this point in time, I think my girlfriend gave up with trying to get me to get rid of it. So, like, I'm ready.
Well, she was trying. See, that would make me want to keep it more.
She just kind of doesn't care.
Yeah.
I mean, she like definitely complains when it starts like hurting, but you know, you get just condition it, you know, and next thing you know,
Do you do conditioner?
yeah, dude, they
You're
make
an animal.
They make facial hair conditioner.
Well, I'm sure they
It's
make.
all fucking such foreign news to me.
I feel like you would need a man bun in order to condition your beard. Like,
Maybe.
that's the kind of guy that would condition his beard.
Yeah,
but
it's
you don't
very
have a
possible.
beard. You have a dope mustache.
I just have this
so that's
disgusting
totally
mustache.
different. I don't mind that. That's fine.
Well, the
Soften
killer,
it up.
The killer with the mustache is like I normally would just have some sort of like trimmed up beard, but on the fire department I have to have some. I can't have a beard, and it can only be a mustache. So at this point in time, it's either be clean shaven and look like 7, and have old women that like. You know, like when I go to people's houses, they
Think
look
you're
so
cute? Yeah.
No, they're like, "Can you drive? You're allowed to drive that ambulance."
Oh fuck yeah!
And then you're like,
I'd be like, nope, 15.
Yep.
Got my learner's permit.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just
Wanna
kind of
go
do the
for a
mustache,
ride?
you know. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah. At least the mustache kind of makes me look like a 15-year-old with a mustache, which is important.
That's not bad. It's not bad at all. But I thought the reason why cops and whatever emergency people couldn't have facial hair was because in situations where your face needs to be sealed up, it prevents that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you think about firefighter, like, I mean, we have the SCBA, we have the mask.
Yeah, but
so
then it goes,
it does
in a
but
different area.
If even at that, it comes down around the bottom of your chin. So realistically, some fire departments say as long as it doesn't interfere with that, we don't care. But what are you gonna have a beard that like follows your cheek line down like? So back in the day, firefighters used to have mustaches because they would just grow it down and they'd breathe through it. They thought that was like cleaning shit. So
I'm
you have
down
a-
with that logic,
but-
dude.
but
What
you-
are those whales that filter their
Yeah.
water with their?
What's it? Baleen.
It was in Finding Nemo. That's
Yeah.
all I know.
Oh, the fucking. Oh, yeah. All right.
But no, yeah. It was the funny thing is the fire department is so like changing. It's like it's just back in the day. Like even like my father's a firefighter, right? And I've heard stories of like you're crawling through like a dark building, like you can't see anything. It's super smoky, and all of a sudden you just see this red thing glowing. And you keep getting closer to it, and all of a sudden he bumps into something. And he hears, what the hell are you doing? And it's his chief. The chief is just like there smoking a stogie in the building. He's like, it's over there. Get over there.
Smoking in a burning building.
Yeah. Well, so like no pack, nothing. They were just going and like look, and like I hope every time I do that, it's getting picked up. The fucking
Oh, dude, it picks up everything. Don't worry. There's a bunch of weird noises.
perfect. But yeah, and you'd hear stories about like old firefighters. They'd get out of the fire, and they'd light up a cigarette, and the saying was like, you got to get the good smoke in, the bad smoke out.
Oh my god.
So like you wonder why so many firefighters would die of cancer.
That had to have started in Boston, dude. Irish people.
Oh,
that was definitely Irish people.
Guaranteed.
Oh, it had to be. But it's funny though now because it's like it's so changed. Everyone like you do a car fire and you're supposed to put your mask on, but it's most firefighters. I think the average life expectancy is like 62 or something like that. Like a lot of people retire and then just
Yeah, but you're being a lot more careful now.
yeah, and so that's the hopes.
Yeah, but if you didn't put your whatever
Mask.
whatever your mask is
Yeah.
called at a car fire, what would you have on your face? Nothing.
Yeah,
Yep.
It's just-
See, I've got enough chemicals and burning things in my eyes to know that something's got to be covering this
Right.
guy's face when I'm doing sketchy stuff.
And that's the thing, when you think about cars now, it's like, I mean, dude, there's some cars that, they're like engines or like wheels or magnesium. So those things, you spray with water and they just light up more, and then everything in a car is plastic.
Have you ever seen that in person? Water on burning magnesium?
Not yet. Not
so
yet.
cool.
Want to.
Really?
Oh, it's
When
so
did you
cool.
see it?
You've never seen that before?
No.
Where did I see it? I saw, all right, so we got this pallet from outside a machine shop, and there was millings on it. And it was magnesium millings, and they were all, we just thought it was regular. I thought you were with me. Whatever. We put it on the fire, it burnt white. It
Yeah.
was
Oh yeah, that shit burns
white.
crazy
It was
hot.
so scary,
Yeah.
too, because, like, you instantly couldn't be anywhere near the fire.
Oh, it burns hot.
It was crazy. Yeah, that was not, and it took all the oxygen from the rest of the fire because it was like burning so hot. So like the rest of the pallet went out, and just where that magnesium was, it was on fire. I thought you were with me.
I might have been. Dude,
Whatever. We were in the woods doing
all of that shit is so blurry.
long time
There's
ago.
So much
There's
Corona.
so many patches of my life that I just don't remember.
It's not important. It's not
Like-
important.
95% of high school is just fucking gone.
Only the good parts, and even at that, maybe not all.
Even those, like, it's few and far between.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Tom, I gotta ask you. Yeah. Before we get to the next thing, I gotta ask your opinion. So check this thing out. Ready?
Yep.
So we got this guy. You know
Yep.
what this guy is? It's an inline one. You know.
Okay, which is what I have.
You're running an inline. You don't have dual calipers.
Nope.
How are your driving brakes? Spongy?
Perfect.
They're fine.
Yep.
Okay. That gives me confidence.
It's not going to work for you.
So the purpose of me buying this was
Line lock.
a line lock. Correct.
Yeah.
Throw that guy, wedge it in. Got an e-brake for inspection.
Yep.
Right?
So,
And when it's snowing out, I can do cool donuts in my Jeep.
I mean, I would not tell you not to use that, right? Two things. Unless you got like a boy that, like, you got someone that's like, they're like, yeah, we'll take care of you. If they see that that's hydraulic, like it'll fail still, right? It has to be separate.
See, I was thinking about I'll just get a nice big piece of suede, you
Yeah.
know, put it over it.
Honestly, that's not a bad idea.
I know.
So I had something similar that with like the little like lock in there and stuff, and
Yeah.
I was gonna do the same. How long have you had that?
I don't know. It's been holding down papers on my desk for a solid month.
How long have you just sat there and just pulled it a zillion times?
Dry?
Yes.
A lot.
Okay, so
It's probably not going to work.
that's an eBay one, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so definitely would want to get one of those Willwood.
Yeah, I measured it, or I got the measurements before I ordered this to get a factory or a Willwood replacement, a gooder one.
Yeah, a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So definitely do that, and then don't dry fire it a bunch because that'll like ruin the seals. But other than that, like I've considered putting one in my Jetta. Just what I mean,
Just
like
because?
they're hilarious.
Just
yeah.
for the fun of it.
And so like my Lexus, I was gonna do dual calipers. Turns out, just like no one makes a setup for it, and if you do, there's nowhere to really put the second one without the pads halfway missing the disc brake. So I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
That's not really worth it.
So I just did inline, and
And it works?
yeah, it works great. Even a couple of the cars that we have in our group is inline. You just got to take your time bleeding it.
See, I heard it's
That must be such a bitch.
forever spongy, I heard, because it just adds a bunch of seals and stuff to the system.
I mean, even mine, to be honest. So the way I ran it is I took a steel braid line. It's
Yeah. Dash 3.
like an 8-foot one, and brought it directly from my master cylinder straight back to that, and then from there just kind of bent the original line up and put in the fitting. But I mean, my brakes feel fine. I've never really noticed any like sponginess. It does take a while to bleed, because it's like you have to bleed your normal brakes and then your brakes again. But I mean, as long like
It's fine.
yeah, especially in that Jeep, like you're not gonna you don't have like a what's it called, the valve, the proportioning valve. Like you just take that out, skip that entirely. You don't
Proportioning
need that.
valve?
Yeah, it makes
I'll
your
keep
front.
that in there.
No, you don't.
Really?
You don't want to do that.
Why?
You don't want to do that.
Why would you keep that?
You don't want full braking power always.
Well, it's different with the 1-tons because I have drums in the back still. So I think if you put equal power to them drums, it'll lock the rears up.
Yeah, probably.
real quick.
Yeah, probably touche. Yeah.
Just keep the pressure on the old disc brakes in the
Yeah.
front.
I mean, I guess that's
It'll be different
yeah.
when I get calipers back there.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you think about the wheel cylinder and a drum brake, it's only this big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I put equal pressure to that as my big dual piston brake calipers,
Yeah.
probably not going to be a very even braking pressure.
You know what's funny though? Like
It doesn't matter.
everyone in the Jeep world, I remember.
Not a rock crawler anymore. It's a family outing mobile.
Fuck off. It's a roll crawl.
What? How do we know it hasn't even left the
Because you
shop yet?
stretched the fucking frame and put Amazon armor on it.
It was more room for activities. What does that have to do with being a rock crawler?
A lot. Of
I've
things.
just got 35s. What can I do with that?
Whatever you want.
Not much.
The fuel tank is in the fucking bed.
Right next to the child seat.
Literally. It's a fucking rock crawler.
It's for ground clearance. It's for safety.
What do you need ground clearance for?
Because I'm gonna be
Funmobile.
I'm gonna be overlanding, and I don't want to pierce my fuel tank driving over sticks.
Exactly.
Smart.
You know,
It's a fucking rock crawler.
you leave me alone. It's a DOT approved rock crawler.
Stop
No.
yelling at me.
Not,
Not even. That's the worst part. Like,
not.
It's your most like solid attempt at one.
yeah.
I'll give
Thank you,
that.
thank you.
Well, you know what's killing me is with this Lexus, I'm trying to make it. I want to try to aim for street legal ish, right? In terms of like, so at this point in time, the rear end is so torched on this car that I have to just have someone cut and weld a new rear end or do a new chassis. I mean, a new chassis takes more effort than just having someone do body work, so I'm gonna have someone do body work. So following that means I have to buy a new car. Right?
An automatic dead car.
Yes, and I'm gonna take the OEM bumpers off and stuff, and my car really doesn't sit that low. If I put it on stock wheels and just have a stock like stock bumpers on it, I bet you it's not even like, I bet you it almost looks OEM. So
For the price of a blown up stock automatic car, you can get bumpers, a set of wheels, and a whole rear quarter section.
right, and door. I need a door
Yeah,
too.
so if you can get that under $1,000, man, that's solid.
Oh yeah,
I mean, you're gonna pay someone like $3,000 to weld it on, but whatever.
dude, remember who I said I have a shop with?
That's true.
Yeah, oh,
that's
yeah.
true. That's
Yep.
true.
Oh yeah, dude. They know a guy that straightens frames for $50, so like I'm not that worried.
That's a good friend to have.
Yeah.
Why you straighten your frame?
Well, I mean, it's kind of important. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, it's probably just like, lick the thumb. It's straight. But
Tape measure and rulers.
hey, as long as I can make my wheels all fit the same, I'm happy. But so my hope, the biggest concern was I'm doing that 1JZ swap, and I'm keeping the 1J ECU. So I'm gonna have no OBD system on the car whatsoever. It just so happens to be that it's now
1JZ never made it to OBD2?
It might have, but
Not the one you have?
not the one. No, it's we don't. I don't think it did. I think as they did that,
yeah.
it might have moved up to twin turbo and non VVTi, which I have VVTi, so it's like VTEC.
Yeah, but what would a 1JZ after 90?
Japan, they don't exist anywhere but Japan.
Yeah.
So
it's not getting inspected here anyways.
Yeah, they don't give a fork, But yeah, so I have to do that. I just sent out my harness today, actually, and so it's gonna have no OBD system on it whatsoever, which is fine because it's 15 years old. They don't have to plug it in technically. But if they decide to, nothing's gonna happen.
It's just a red flag and brick the inspection
Yes.
No, they
So,
don't. They don't need to plug it in. They won't. There's no reason to plug it
That's
in.
my hopes. But the concerning thing is, it's like like
As long as you can keep the dash lights off, that's it. You got to
that's-
be able to keep the dash
that's
lights
the
off.
thing. Like, I get into this argument so much. Back when I was inspecting cars, dude, I used to pass them all the time.
They take pictures of the dash now.
Yeah,
They
that's
take
the problem.
pictures of the dash now.
Oh, that's true. I
Yeah.
forgot.
So your mileage and your RPMs need to be working.
Yep.
And like your volts, just to show it's working and the car's on.
Right.
And then none of your lights can be on.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. I mean, you can fix that with with electrical tape, any other lights. The thing.
No, you just go in there and pull.
Depends on the dash.
This one. you
Yeah,
can.
some of them you can't. Yeah, you can pull bulbs out of yours and
Yeah.
shit.
The
That's
weird
nice.
thing. So the weird thing with the IS is that it's like the entire dash, like the actual
Cluster.
gauge cluster, is a CAN bus system. So that's where everything for the OBD
If you start
system came
disconnecting
from.
stuff, that's not good.
No. But,
Oh, well, no, it's not using it anymore.
Right,
Yeah, because
exactly.
you're going to have a standalone.
So it's not even standalone. It's literally just running off the other ECU. It just so happens to be that the ECU is made by Toyota and runs off the same multiplex system, so it works. Yeah. So regardless,
cool.
It's cool. Like there's a reason that engine bolts directly into my car.
That would take one frustrated drift event for me of having an electrical problem to go with a push button standalone system.
But that's the thing though, is it's like so.
You just said two ECUs, dude.
No, I have one ECU.
No, you just said one runs off the other one.
No, I didn't.
Oh,
No,
They
you
just-
made
they
that
just-
up in your head.
so that's the way I comprehended it.
They basically.
That's fine. No, that's a good thing.
They're designed exactly the same. It's the same. Basically the 1J
Gotcha.
is the same exact engine as the engine that's in my car now, except that it has a turbo on it. That's the only difference. So, I mean, even like body harness wise, like if I had like a 01 IS300, I could just put the engine.
So you
in.
shouldn't have any dash lights on, anyways.
Even if I do, it's just gonna have to have a missing bulb. You know.
Yeah, but I don't see why I would set codes. If it's not setting codes, you won't have lights.
Yeah, or all of them will be on. It's one of the two.
I don't think you'll have any lights.
Yeah, but
Unless for some reason the data's off.
Yeah.
The data's communication's off.
It's Toyota though.
I don't
know
think
what they're doing.
anybody listening to this is going to give a shit about data communication.
No.
Nope, not at all.
yeah, maybe not.
I got to remember that I can only talk about that with my messed up car friends. I can't bust and shit.
There
Yeah,
wouldn't be. I don't see a problem if it's like an interchangeable ECU base.
Yeah.
yeah. But either way, so that's gonna be interesting. Trying to get that to pass. I mean, nothing else really on it. It's because it's a turbo. Like, I don't really need much of an exhaust, and it'll be quiet. So I'll put like just a nice Magnaflow on it, and honestly, like, if I can make it look almost stock, I can almost guarantee it'll pass.
This is as far as we're going to go with this conversation on the podcast because we're going to get into the
Touche.
the illegal end of it later.
Easy.
Yeah, the only thing I really have left is did you ever watch see you probably didn't. So guys that drift for fun like you probably don't pay attention to Formula Drift guys at all.
Not really.
Not even in the least bit.
But you have to understand too. Like, I don't. So there's a lot of guys that are into drifting. That's like it's a sport for them. For me, it's like I like getting better at it, and I like being able to drift with my friends. But dude, I don't even watch. Like, I don't watch. Like, I ski a lot. I don't watch skiing. I drift a lot. I don't watch drifting. In fact, my friends will be like, "Hey, do you want to go to an event and watch this drift event?" And I'm like, "No."
Do I get to drive?
Yeah.
Can I go in the pits and work on a car?
Yeah, if I can't, if I can't go drive, then why would I be there? Like, it just
Yeah.
bums me. It's boring, So it's like I don't really follow Formula Drift very much.
So you know Von Gittin Jr.?
Nope.
Come on, Von Gittin Jr. Monster, the Mustang.
Oh, I've seen it.
Come on, dude. Yeah,
I've seen it. I've seen the Mustang. Yeah.
By the flow of this conversation, you're obviously not going to know that he last year, no, 2 years ago, he built a King and the Hammers car.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Did you know that? You knew that? Okay.
Yep.
In one of his interviews, he was all. I think it was the first time he got to run the thing, and he was at the top of a mountain. And he was like, I forget what the word he used was, but he basically said, he's like, this is the same thing as drifting. Like, you're just driving. You got to know where each wheel of the vehicle is all the time. Like, the balance of the vehicle and stuff like that. He's like, it's the same. He goes, I know it sounds bizarre, but this is the same thing as drifting.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then I started thinking about drifting because that's all I follow on the internet. I don't follow off-roading, because why would that make sense?
Well, it's not fun to watch. Like, oh, there's a rock.
But like going with a bunch of people that have buggies that are going rock crawling and camping with them is the same thing as going to a drift event. They're all people that all they want to do is drive. It's not a competition for them. All they want to do is drive. They don't care about beating their stuff. They con their friends into breaking their shit.
Yeah.
And then everybody helps each other fix shit so they can go out and do it more.
Yeah.
It's the same exact thing.
Really just how fast you go.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. You drive, it's like the maximum end of the spectrum of that sport where you're fully driving every bit of that vehicle.
Yeah.
It's like drifting, exactly where your tire's going to land within like a quarter, the size of a quarter. Same thing with rock crawling.
Yeah,
even where
if you're
all your tires
about to
are, what they're
crash.
doing. Yeah.
That's like it's like so I always ran some sort of blast pipe or tailpipe that stuck out a little more than my bumper, and it's always been like a feeler. And it's funny because like I remember when we were drifting at Staggered, right? And there's the all the Jersey barriers, and everyone's
I won't say that because I don't want to ruin it. Keep going.
okay. Oh, the can in there. Oh, and the no bumper.
No, the crowd 5 feet from the Jersey barriers. But
That's what
anyways,
you fucking say.
I know. What he asked, he's
So yeah. So and that's the thing. So you want to give him a credit. Give him a show. So
I love it when the rubber rains over the crowd.
Yeah,
It's so
and
cool.
they're all trying to watch.
My 2-year-old didn't think it was cool, but I did.
That's okay. We were there for you, not for him. Let's be honest.
No, yeah.
But
Gotta teach him.
Yeah, so
Let it burn your eyes. Burning rubber's good.
Soak it in. But no, it was every time you'd get close, you'd hear it sound like a sword being pulled out of the sheath. Shing! And it was like the best feeling, so it's like that's how far into that corner you can get, and it's so in terms of like knowing every ounce, every part of your vehicle. That's like every time I did a little extra of a boop with the quarter panel on something, like I would enter and I'd be like, yeah, here it comes.
That's right. I know how to drive this car, bitch.
Or I didn't. I mean, like I'll be the first one to say, like I'm the kind of person that like I don't know when to quit when it's drifting. So it's like if I enter hard at a wall and I'm not close enough, I'm gonna clutch kick twice more just so I can get closer to it. Mm-hmm. That's why I hit walls.
Yeah, look, I'd rather bump it and go, woo, that was too close.
Yeah. Well, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. As it turns out, the more I get into the drifting thing, the more I realize, like, it's funny, it's so styling oriented that it's like, you'll see the guys that really are fun to watch, and they've been driving together forever, and they know each other's driving styles, and you can see people like us where we're just trying to
pause right there. I've seen videos of at least 3 different times where you guys were tandeming. I was very impressed.
Oh, thank you.
Especially because I know you guys and you're really just for fun.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And very impressive. Yeah, especially it's staggered, man. You guys are going deep. Dude, that went well.
Yeah. I mean, I will tell you, I had someone, one of the guys that runs it, one of the Lock City guys, that came up and gave me a hug, and he was like, "Dude, half the day we just kept saying, dude, who's driving Tom's car?" Turns out it was Tom driving Tom's car. He just pulled his nuts out of his purse.
You guys are doing great. That was awesome.
That was a good time.
I mean, having matching liveries definitely helps with the effect. But you're doing well. You're doing well.
That's that was the killer with the liveries. It just looks so good, even though it was white with gold and silver flames. Like something about it. Like if you just looked at my car just alone, you're like, yeah. But you see the pictures of like 5-6 of our cars together, and you're like, that is the coolest thing ever.
It was beautiful.
We were at that event at the Poconos. We were like one of the only fully matching groups, and it was like it made such a difference. Like you just look like a team. The sad thing is, I don't think we're aiming for that this year. It sounds like maybe 2, 3, or 4 of us are gonna like try to all do like a maroon or a brown, but there's a few of them that are just like, nah, I want to do my thing, and I don't want to match.
Have you ever had the opportunity for somebody to ask you about your drifting team, and then you could then quote the full conversation between Brian O'Connor and Mia?
No.
But it's not a gang.
Like,
I was so fucking confused where you were going with
It's not a gang. They call themselves a team.
I mean, like, I think we're just all such...
I'd like have that script written down on my phone, whip it out, hold on.
I think we're just all such penises that, like, no one would even think of us as a gang. They're just like, you guys make t-shirts? Weird, can I buy one?
Are those girls? You have girlfriends?
Nice, wow.
That's weird.
Is that your sister?
I thought you guys were lovers.
It's I mean, the funny thing is, so like, all right, so obviously, like, have you guys both seen the neat videos, the nature videos?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so like that's where we got the idea of it, and it was just funny because it was like, so there was that the Hager Garage group, right? Mm-hmm. And they would always make these videos, and they had their thing was mint, and it was in like bold letters, and one of it was Joe Waltz's brother-in-law made this giant sticker that said "neat," because we always thought those videos were funny. It was kind of like mocking the Hager Garage guys.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't know till later that the Hager Garage guys are actually like a really good group of dudes. They're super good, like super nice dudes, and
they started out in Connecticut, right?
Yeah. I just nothing makes a car group look worse than when they're like putting hockey pucks in replacement for a coil spring to get viewers. Yeah. It just makes they're like, oh, drifting. It makes drifting look like a bunch of dick bags.
True.
But they all kind of actually one of the kids doing like FD stuff now. So I mean, he's
really
he's I think Pro 2.
Where'd they move? They moved somewhere warm, right?
Yeah, I think like Florida or Cali. I think Florida.
Everyone with fucking sense does that.
Yeah, but
if you're trying to make a YouTube channel based on car stuff, you can't do it here.
I mean,
because you're knocked out of commission for 4 or 5 months.
Let's be honest, they all have that's their main job. Well, the ones that still do it, when they used to show up to some of the events, they had a 3-car enclosed trailer with a 7.3 van that they reupholstered the inside of on 33s.
Yep.
They had like a wicked wheel. It was so loud inside that they bought earmuffs to drive to places.
That's the one thing that rings my bell when I hear their name, because I think they still have it. It's got a big intercooler hanging out of the front now.
I think they actually raffled it off.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
I remember that
so.
thing when they put a big it had like no bumper and an intercooler hanging out the front. It was hilarious.
Dude. You know what sucks is just when they show up and they're like not that much better than you, and they have all that, and you're like, wow.
Well, they're just putting effort into other things, into being showmen.
Let's be honest.
You're not putting effort into being a showman.
That's like a $30,000 trailer, though. You know, just an enclosed 3-car trailer, triaxle. They didn't just all chip in. That was all. They had to be YouTube money. So I mean, good for them. That's sick.
Don't look at the big number, man. Don't look at the big number. You're not in full race car mode.
I'm not.
You just that big $30,000 trailer is only a small price of $250 a month.
Just ask Paul.
Yeah,
Just ask Paul.
Everything's a small payment.
It's true, but
Paul will buy anything.
He'll buy anything you want. He'll buy you guys an enclosed trailer.
yeah. Oh yeah, he would.
Yeah.
Just put a little PJN sticker in the corner somewhere.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh yeah, DGPJ.
Can you imagine being his an accountant?
No.
And be like, Paul, you need to
Can
see
you
it.
imagine being Paul?
Paul, you got to see a
No.
therapist. Have you ever... Paul,
horrifying.
when's the last time you went to therapy, Paul?
Paul, when's the last time you slept for 6 hours?
We got to talk about these books, man. There's a lot out and not a lot coming in.
No.
I'm gonna edit this part.
Oh yeah.
Paul's life
Good.
fucking ruined.
Good call. But all right, hold on. Let me get back to the neat thing. So we ended up making neat stickers for all of our cars, and it was funny because it was almost like that nature video there. What's it, nature walk or whatever it is. It's kind of almost got like this little cult following where either you definitely know about it or you never heard of it. So we'd be drifting, and all of a sudden people would walk by and they'd be like, "How neat is that? That's pretty neat." And it was hilarious, dude.
Well, thanks. That's awkward.
No, but that's exactly like what it was. You know, it was like, oh, you know, hell yeah. So next thing you know, like Joe Walt started making like jackets and T-shirts and all.
Yeah, I
that
remember
stuff.
that. Yeah, there's a bunch of gear.
Yeah, he was just like, whatever. If I can make a couple bucks selling shirts that are cool, like who doesn't like a cool shirt? The killer now is that we're just kind of stuck. We could change our name. We could do something else. We can do different livery.
I wouldn't change it. Not the name. Maybe the livery.
But the thing is that at this point in time, we're always going to be like, you go to a drift event locally, and we're the neat boys. You know, it's just
Yeah, don't change the name.
No.
Definitely change the livery though.
Yeah,
Should make it a dramatic change every year.
my hope
Dramatic.
is I've never had like a car
pink
that was
cars.
always. It's a lot. I'm looking for the low key car.
Shit like
You know.
I don't know.
Oh, because
I said
White-
dramatic. I don't know.
Like bright pink cars and white wheels.
Hey,
Yeah.
I like white wheels, man.
just
Till the day I die.
tarmacs on the Saab, that's happening.
I
Yep.
love.
Get
Really?
down
White
with white
tarmacs?
That or Advan Onis, which is like a nice 3-spoke. Something.
I don't know if there's such thing as a nice 3-spoke.
Hey, it's a Saab. They live on 3
I was gonna
spokes.
say, I feel like you have to do that.
Yep.
Wait, Ford Probes came with 3 spokes, man.
That doesn't mean they're a good 3-spoke. You know, hey, it's a very strange little market, but I will tell you, if there's anything that looks right on a 3-spoke, like it's a Saab. It is because they're so ugly as they are. You know, it's like you literally look at
No. I think a Saab looks better than a 3-spoke.
You think? Oh no, dude.
I feel like it belongs on a Ford Fiesta, a 3-spoke.
Yeah, but you know what also
Yeah.
belongs on a Ford Fiesta?
Ken Block.
Tarmacs.
Oh,
Which
Tarmacs,
also, you know
yes.
what also belongs on a
Tarmacs
Saab?
belong on everything.
I don't know.
I think so.
They're close. I'll give you that. They're close. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'd want to put them on like a Beamer, but I'm sure they would be okay.
No, fucking what's his name from the Hooligans.
Oh.
He doesn't have tarmacs.
Did you guys-
On his fucking...
No, I think he's got Volks.
Hold on. Did you guys ever see the picture I had on my car, my E36? It had, so basically, we bought this car from some kid in Pittsfield that I've known for a while.
Which one, the BMW?
Yeah, we got to be able to. And so basically, this thing had 17 by 8 Steelies on it, right? Like Jeep Steelies, but so they must have been for like a S10 or something. So they're basically 5x120 ish, and so that was good enough. And he took these. He's a Jeep kid. He had a Cherokee forever, and he's from like all his friends are from Adams. So. Yeah,
You just named like 6 problems.
Yeah, right. So
Yeah.
this kid's a good dude though, and he had he welded the outer rim of a beadlock on the wheel. So they're the ones that look like a sawtooth.
It's a bolt-on, yeah.
But he
a rock guard? Is that what it's called?
Ring.
is that
Rock ring. That's
Rock
what it's
ring.
called. A rock ring.
But so it looks like a sawtooth.
yeah, but you
And
can't balance it. Yeah.
Here's the funniest thing. So I mean, so these wheels were like
Good for slamming curbs, though.
they must have been like 30 pounds.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they were insane, right?
Yeah.
He had like stretch tires on them. They're on the E36. They looked insane. They fit perfect. I didn't want to do a clutch kick or anything with them, but like it looked like some sort of Mad Max thing. He never painted them, so they just rusted. It was probably the coolest looking wheels I've ever owned. I don't even know where they are right now. You make that face, but like, dude, it was like I
I
don't.
can kind of see it.
I'm just not a fan of rust. I'm just not.
Touche, but on a beat up old E36.
Rust is cool in like Arizona or Georgia, but here it's like
Nah, it gets wet down in Georgia.
we don't have
You get bad rust in Georgia.
we don't have cool rust here.
Well, listen, these
no
things,
such thing.
these things look. Like I said, it was like Mad Max esque. Like it was. They're hilarious, and I'm so upset. I don't know where those went.
That's a good item. That's a good item.
I
It
just
look
always-
cool on your Jetta.
I just always want to take them and like get a $300 E36 and just be like, I'm gonna go to car shows in this. Why? Oh, because it has these wheels.
You
on
would
it.
probably win awards.
Yes. No. Yeah. That's how that works.
Probably. Yeah.
You know,
That's definitely how that works.
my next step, I need to find. If you guys know anyone with like an English wheel that knows how to use it.
Help. See, the problem is you need to know people that care about things enough to
Yeah.
use an English wheel.
Right.
And at this point in my life, I don't know anyone that cares about their shit enough to know how to use an English wheel.
I'm in the same. So my buddy did this
The
once.
fuck are you building that you need an English wheel?
So he has an E36. He ended up doing wider wheels in the front. They were like 1.5 inches too wide, and he ended up taking his fender, trimming the lip off, and he made these gorgeous one-piece fenders. Like they looked fantastic. They looked like they had flares on them, but it was just all one piece. And he was like, yeah, dude, it took so much time, I'll just never do it again. But my problem is I'm so sick of so much fiberglass on my car that I would love to have like a nice...
I don't think
Like-
you can even fathom how much work that is, dude.
I know.
I don't think you understand.
Yeah. Yeah, he said it was like a 2-day thing.
I
Oh.
feel like it's a lot.
No,
more than
no,
that.
No, that's not
For
kind of-
somebody that knows how to use
Yeah.
it.
But I'm not saying I want to do it myself. I'm saying I want
okay.
someone to like make me these
Yeah.
fenders. You know, like a nice like a OEM style wide body where it's not as aggressive as what I have now.
See,
Like,
that's so hard, especially up here.
yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what are you gonna do? Metal work that someone's gonna it's just gonna rust away anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, people up here don't do that.
It's old hot rod guys that do that now, or bike guys, and no one does that around here. You know, they just buy shit.
No, man. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
People just buy shit. That's
So-
definitely.
That's my killer. Is like I'm looking at that and I'm trying to reduce the amount of fiberglass on my drift car. You know.
Yeah, so you can bang your friends.
Right. Yeah. Doors.
What?
Yeah. You made that got real gay real quick, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't say it was gay. You said it was gay.
what's wrong with being gay?
Nothing's wrong with
On
being
a-
gay.
on a
You're the one that
podcast.
dropped the hard F bomb earlier.
It was fag, not fag. Come on.
Oh,
Different bundle of sticks,
Three.
homosexual.
Oh my god,
you know,
3
different-
hard Fs and a hard R. That's okay though. We didn't. I don't think that's a really nice sweater, Kirby. Whoa,
Thanks. Yeah.
I don't even own one of those. Dang,
Yeah.
Perks of fucking.
I gotta
Yeah,
get down
Steve.
there.
Fuck that, I don't go there. He just gave it to me.
I know.
It's sick when all your friends are like half the size of you, they just give you all the shit that doesn't fit them.
Hey, that is nice. That is nice.
Not me. I just wear the largest clothes I can.
What else should we talk about? That's pretty much it.
I don't know. I mean, you know,
What you want to talk
The
about?
most productive one.
Stop! Don't mess it up. I don't have to.
Oh,
edit.
no, it's
so
over.
far, so far,
It's over now,
Stop.
like-
So far, I don't have to edit this one.
Like, I've stayed sober the entire time.
that's probably why though,
What?
because there's mostly sober things going on.
Yeah, like
Nah, I've been sober every time.
Yeah.
Except,
I got-
except for the first time.
the
first
and the
time-
time after that.
No, the first time that we were trying to set up the equipment, me and
Oh,
you,
yeah.
we drank.
oh, you fucking asshole. Didn't
Dude,
record
I
3
forgot to
hours of
record
shit.
this, that. I didn't record anything. It was terrible. It was bad.
No, I was drunk for Paul's and Pickles.
Yeah, I've been sober for.
I was definitely drunk for the last one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
at some point,
I had to delete so much.
See, here's a question for you. So, like, all right, like, I don't know if like you do the camera just because that makes it a live feed, or because you do an actual video,
No,
right?
as
I was
you
gonna ask that.
you would have seen it on the internet. I haven't actually put a video up yet because it's been rough. It's whatever. What are you asking me?
So basically, right?
Why
like,
are you recording?
No, I'm not asking you that. What I'm wondering is, like, have you considered, like, so, like, podcasts are cool, but a podcast that you can also post a video of, and it's not just three dudes sitting in a room on chairs, right? Like, you know, like...
Do it live.
That's what a podcast is, man.
Right, but, like, you know, like, let's say you know someone with, like, a lifted Jetta that's fucking weird, right? So, like, now you're doing a podcast, right? And then you're like, okay, so, like, let's talk about this car. So now you also have a YouTube video out of it, you know what I mean?
What do you mean? It's still us just sitting here, right? Or
Right.
you want to cut to the car?
What I'm saying is, all right, so see how everything's set up right here?
Yeah.
So instead of a wall behind us, whoever's there, like, whoever's doing the podcast, they bring their rig in, like, whatever it is. You have, like, a Jeep too.
Oh, I get what
right?
you're saying. Yeah, stop. Stay tuned.
Okay,
That's my answer.
Okay,
Stay tuned.
I'll take that.
That's
Yep.
in the works.
Yep.
Okay? Stuff
Okay.
like that. Separate from this. This will still go on like this.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
But-
this is good.
That's coming.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a different thing now.
Okay. Yeah.
That's coming.
Because I mean, that's
Yeah. It'll be cooler. It'll be a lot cooler.
I'm good at listening stuff, but I'm way better at watching stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah. No, I've been recording these, but I haven't figured out an efficient way of putting it up. Like, but I think this time I've totally figured out. No, I know YouTube, but yeah,
Dude.
the video wasn't figured out. It didn't look good until the last one with me and him. I got this nice light. It looked a lot better.
that's a nice light. Amazon.
And I am. Oh, of course, everything here is Amazon,
Yeah.
baby.
Oh, yeah.
Except for the camera,
Yep.
stolen, I think.
Definitely stolen.
Yeah. But I'm still editing that one. I think it's going to work out well. But I had to lay this audio over the camera audio because I didn't figure out that input. This time I think I figured out this input, so I think that's just ready to go.
Upload.
Just upload the bitch. I don't have to lay audio over anything. So I'm figuring it out.
Yeah.
That's all good. But yeah, it'll definitely be on YouTube. I think that's way cooler. Like, I don't listen to any podcast. Just the podcast. I usually put it on YouTube, and then when they're talking about something cool or it's getting erratic, I start looking at it. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
only time I just listen to them is if I'm driving.
Yeah,
If
of
I'm
course.
actually,
Yeah.
like-
But if I'm working,
Yeah.
I'll
Like-
prop it up on my toolbox, and I'm listening to it for the most part. But if people start fighting or start yelling or start telling a sick
I don't
story,
know how you can listen to a podcast and work.
me? Oh,
Yeah.
it's,
I'm alright at because it's like you're doing something, but you're not thinking about it, which can be good and bad.
you're working at a different pace than me all day, dude.
That's true.
You're like running a fucking marathon all day. I'm like doing little sprints.
That's true.
Like, I work on a car, then I do the paperwork, then I order the parts, then I bill the person. I'm sitting at my fucking desk. I sweep the floor. I pull the car outside. You're just like fixing a car, fixing another car, fixing another car, fixing
Yeah, that's
another
true.
car.
That makes a lot of sense.
Totally different.
Yeah, that's definitely speed metal necessary.
Yeah. I'm doing 5 people's jobs. You're doing one job. But you're doing 100 of them in a day.
Yeah. Speed metal, man.
Yeah.
Just fucking keep going.
That's what it is. Is there anything you want to talk about, Tom?
I don't know. I mean, you know,
Besides, we just covered your entire life for the past 10 years.
yeah. I mean, we definitely did. I mean, you know, we could always drop into the whole Volkswagen thing.
I don't want to talk about Volkswagens.
How about lifted vehicles that shouldn't be lifted at all?
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. What'd you drive here, Tom? What'd you drive here?
A
I'm
lifted,
surprised you took this long.
right? Oh yeah, yeah. No, so
Took this long, what, to get to what he drove
Yeah,
here?
yeah. That was
that's-
like...
I know. Well, it's because I don't care. I care about drift cars.
All right. So, all right, here, closer, right? Like perfect closer for any of this, right?
Closer. If anyone thinks this is a off-road podcast, here you go.
Yeah, here you go.
This is what Tom drove here.
Right. So this is literally when you get afraid to have a vehicle to wheel, and then you end up getting into cars, but then still want something to drive that's not just a car. You put truck tires on a Jetta, right? You know, so it's like that's the funniest thing is it's like
How high is your Jetta lifted?
I have no idea. It's like 2.5 inches, I think.
Your diesel Jetta.
No.
Oh, I thought it was a diesel.
I wish. No. My Jetta is literally from this town. It was a free car. It's a 2.0 automatic with 205,000 miles.
Jesus.
Yeah.
You lifted it. That's got to be at least 3 inches.
It's like 2-3-ish, yeah.
It's got to be 3
Yeah.
inches.
Dude, that thing's fucking...
You know what's funny? You know how people lift it if they're sketchy? So I tried this, and it was the scariest thing ever.
Are you talking in third person right now?
Well, I did it, but other people did it as well. So Tom tried. All right, so people take the front springs from a JK, and they compress them all the way down, and then put them on the OEM strut. So I did that, and a coil, one of the compressors broke, and I just threw the entire thing away. I was like, I'm not doing this. No. I made my own spacers up front. It's whatever. The rear is what people do is they put like the front OEM springs from an XJ in the rear, and it makes it like a 3.5-4 inch lift. These things are massive. Yeah. I couldn't do that. Like, something about that was just too sketchy to me. I was only down for, like, medium amounts of sketchy. So I ended up doing, like, these, like, Moog springs with, like, a spacer in the rear. But it's hilarious because it, like, realistically, it rides just as shitty as stock, which is still okay. I mean, there's not really many good riding Mark IV Jettas, you know?
Well, you went from a soft suspension with smaller tires to a stiffer suspension with big, stupid tires.
But even at that...
So probably, like, evened out.
This isn't really much stiffer.
You got some good spring rate in them tires.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you know what's funny?
Dumbass science I'm talking about over here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just justifying you lifting your Jetta.
Oh, yeah. You gotta think, too, like, the tires I have, they're like 28, 29-inch tires. They're literally retreads.
I was gonna say, there's something about them that...
so fucking scary to me.
They look like...
I don't know why.
They look like retreads from a 65 Volkswagen Beetle. That's what they look like to me. They look old as fuck.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
even less encouraging.
But
I know.
But the tread
looks
the
like
tread
you had
style,
some pliers, you could peel a lug off of them.
They're pretty soft, yeah. Yeah, but they're the winter tires. You know what I mean? They're literally they're marketed as like these ones are mud and snow tires. So
what about
like
your
tires?
What about like your brake lines?
What about them?
Are they like stretched out or
not really? I mean, it's
bad.
Like if I could have replaced it, if it was sketchy, I would have. And like realistically, the sad part is every time I get in the car, I'm like, yo, this thing's sketchy. But the entire
it's everything I own.
The entire front end though is new. You know what I mean? I did the entire front end over, like everything. You know, and it's like I was looking at the rear like brake lines, and it's really not that much taller.
Does it have bump steer? Wicked bad bump steer? Like when you hit a bump in the road, just like take your steering wheel?
Only because I have a shitty alignment. Before I added the extra like inch and a half of lift, it was like the thing straight as an arrow down the road.
Yeah, my Ranger's bad because I cut the front spring so it's opposite, but my, but like they're at a wicked angle. So when I hit a bump, it just sends me left or right. It's crazy. Actually, I'm used to it now, so I'm
prepared.
The other day, I'm like, man, this thing rides great. I'm like, no, it doesn't. Stop. You've just been driving it too much.
Well, that's like my car. It's like right now, I'm pretty sure one of the CVs is actually kind of bad. And right as you start like getting in it, like I'm like trying to go on an on ramp, you start feeling the steering wheel going, and you're like, oh damn it! So you just got to putt everywhere. You can't really accelerate fast.
I mean,
everywhere.
You could fix it also.
I could. So the issue right now is, so this is how my shop goes, right? So
fix things like that.
No. So the thing is, I mean, like it's a free car with like $100 lift and $250 tires. I don't care. It's gonna go the rest of the winter, and then if it's still in one piece, maybe I'll try to sell it for $500. And if not, I'm just gonna jump it, scrap it, and then sell the lift.
Sell the lift. I never thought I'd be talking about a Jetta, and that would be involved in the conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, I'm still saying, like, dude,
is this
apparently...
the best podcast yet? Maybe.
It really is,
Maybe.
though.
I don't know.
This is the most coherent, like...
We'll see.
Oh, yeah.
Through...
Listen, I'm saying you're already lifting, like, what are they, Sprinters here. And I'm not saying you should lift Jettas, but I'm saying...
Let me tell you right now, the technology is about the same as what you're saying.
Yeah, it's but I mean, like...
There's no actual suspension improvement in those.
No.
When you lift them, you're just spacing it out.
Yeah.
That's all. Well, actually, what I've been doing is different. I've been doing like crazy shock upgrades, which does make it better. But whatever.
But
doesn't fucking matter.
What I'm saying is, dude, you should like. I mean, there's a lot of people that lift Subarus now.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that because it's not because I don't want to do that. It's because I don't want to do business with people that are doing that.
That's touche. Yeah.
The kind of people that are doing that. You're just messed up in the head and you like giggling at the thing you're driving.
Yeah,
that's different. See, there's people I follow one person on social media that him and his group of friends actually go off-roading in their lifted Subarus.
Dude, they're
here.
Legit.
Oh no, that stuff
I can't do it. They take it very seriously. They got high lift jacks, winches. I can't do it.
Right,
I can't not do it, dude. Can't do it.
I can't get into it either because it's like on top of it, it's like no matter how lifted it is, you can just lead the pack with a stock Cherokee and outwheel all of them. Like it's a joke.
Or you could just buy a stock 4Runner for the same payment a month. Perfect.
Yeah.
Do 10 times more and it's
Best
meant for it.
vehicle ever. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You get 250,000 miles or 40 years out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not bad.
You know, but I can't say I get that. The only like you said, the people that do are people that get a kick out of it. Or like for me, I'm just like, wow, if it snows out, like we get like a dumping of snow, and I'm
gonna have the coolest Instagram pictures.
That's exactly where I was going.
I'm gonna get the dopest story video for me jumping snowbanks.
I cannot wait to get out of my car and take a picture of it in a snowbank. Oh yeah. No, I can go mount snow. I can drive. I can drive in the snow up to the mountains and stuff.
Sure.
You know.
Sure. Okay. Before we close this out, I want to make one comment. You skiing. If cholos lived in New England, you look like a cholo when you're skiing.
Maybe.
Did you get your skiing gear from skiing gear? Skiing gear?
Skiing homes.
Skiing shrimp. Skiing shrimp and steak.
Dude, yeah, that's what I meant. You heard about me saying faggot, and you're like, these cholos over here.
Listen, did you get your skiing clothes from Hulk Hogan?
No. I mean, yeah, brother.
Dude, when he's skiing, have you seen videos of him skiing, dude? His jacket goes down.
Yeah.
It goes down like below his knees.
I feel like that's like the ski snowboard world.
That's the thing.
Maybe, dude.
Like they just never got past like the early 2000s.
No, so hear me. All right, this is like. So that was the early 2000s, right? Okay, so like,
it was.
I'm wicked washed up, right? I'm really washed up, and so that's my thing. So like when I was like really into skiing, I skied a lot. I was at Blandford every day, and all we did was set up rails and do that kind of stuff. The style at that point in time was like it was quote unquote thug, right? You'd wear like tall tees from Finish Line, really big hoodies, sag your pants and stuff, and. In my opinion, it still looks great. It's like, the thing is, like, when you land, you afterbang, you like, you kind of like flow, it looks good.
It's it's the same thing in the BMX world and the skate world.
Yeah, I would argue that it's kind of like a timeless look for like freestyle skiing, because it's kind of like when freestyle skiing got its bearings.
You look warm and comfortable as fuck.
Hell yeah.
Those two.
And that's the thing, though, is it hides so much imperfections. No matter how much you suck, if you land funny and you fucking do a little whatever, you can't see it because you're in so much clothes.
Kind of like in Jackass when they, like Tony Hawk and Bam Margera have the fat suits on. They're skating the vert ramp.
Just nothing looks sketchy. They don't look fat.
Fucking skate too.
I think it looks good.
But
remember when Bam smashes all the way to the bottom of the vert ramp?
Oh, I remember that.
Oh, my favorite is I forget who they sent over the fucking pyramid, but he just gets fucking smoked by the sandbag.
Oh, I don't know.
So now that I'm getting less washed up for skiing, right? Like I can actually do tricks a little bit.
I don't think there's anything as less washed up. You just ski more.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Boom. There it is. So I found these. Now that I'm skiing more, I want boots that actually fit me, right? And I found these boots. I always wanted them. They're like made in like 2012. The way this guy described it on eBay, it says, "I have a pair of used boots. I guarantee that when you step into these boots, you'll feel like a younger Bobby Brown. I can't promise that you will ski like him, but you will feel the way he felt. If you still use shoestring suspenders, or better yet, wear your pants at your ankles, these might be the boots for you. If you still afterbang like 2012 and wear the tallest of tees, then these boots might be for you." So of course I bid on them. Like literally, like I wasn't gonna, and I saw that thing, and plus they're 99 cents right now, and they have like 3 days left, so I'm like, you know what, I've gotta. But like literally, that was skiing. Like it was all about style and just like putting the most thug, like
white kid.
Yeah, like or the thuggest song you could find with the most bass on your edit, and you just try to like, it didn't matter what you do, you would afterbang. Like you would just like throw your arms, just like try to look like relaxed and stuff, and it's hilarious because skiing isn't that now. Everyone's like into like this thing where they have tight pants and like they look like gypsies, and like that's the style. So now I go to Mount Snow and they all look and they're like, "Ha, you're so 2012." It's okay though.
I'm so glad that my little moment of laughter looking at your Instagram story led to that description of your boot.
Oh yeah,
that you had saved on your phone.
Yeah,
that's great.
Well, it's because I don't want to get outbid.
If you're looking to sell something, that's the description you need to put.
That's how you got. Well, at least for me, you want to sell me those boots? Boom.
I bet you every guy bidding on that looks just like you. Dirty mustache, everything.
I bet you that there's no one else bidding on it because everyone else.
It's him and his two other accounts.
Everyone else that read that was like, "What the hell is a tall tee and what the hell is afterbanging? I'm not buying these. This guy's high." And then I read that, I'm like, "This is my boy." Like if I win these,
do I know this guy?
If I win these, I'm gonna message the guy and be like, "That fit me so well. Holy shit."
Could you do me a favor, mark it up $10? I would like to give you a tip.
You deserve this.
Oh, all right. Well, if that's all.
Yeah, I got nothing. I mean, we talked about Jettas, we talked about Lexuses, and Paul Levinsky, so we're pretty much set.
Oh, see, we didn't drop his
Paul.
last name till now. That's fine. All 24 people know.
Fat Paul.
Fat Paul, jeez, he's bulky.
No, I've been calling him Fat Paul since high
He's
school.
thick with 2 C's. I thought we already reviewed
You mean
this
like
on another
you mean like my license?
episode. Yeah. Okay, well, this is the Bill Freeze podcast number 5.
About drift cars.
About
Skiing.
not off-roading. We talked about off-roading, and you're gonna leave here in your lifted Jetta.
Hell yeah, and I might make it home. It's gonna be great.
Well, that's not important.
Yeah,
That's not important.
it's just like a Jeep.
Goodbye, America.
Ciao.
Kirby, don't hit that switch. Great, you're buying the next one.
Fuck you, I am.
I gotta buy another mic.
Yeah.
Pickle fucker was gonna come tonight.
Nick was gonna come tonight.
Dude, literally, the moment I started listening to the one with Dylan, I was just like, holy shit, he's